number sitting around there. That's Kai Chilcott. Pumps it inside 50. Umpire's found a free kick, and he's said that the Scottsdale player infringed. That'll be a Deloraine free kick. Early stages of this first quarter. Just waiting for that player to turn around so I can see his number.
Jalen Chilcott, number 15.
A few Chilcotts here today for Deloraine, as you'd expect. A popular name in the area. Jalen Chilcott lining up for Deloraine's first shot on goal. See if we can get on the scoreboard. Nice approach, strikes it well, but it's offline. Always offline on that occasion, Jalen Chilcott. Deloraine one behind Scottsdale, yet to score. Dave, you'd sort of think for Scottsdale, a good start is going to be really important.
Absolutely. After last week, they got thrashed up there at Windsor Park. They want to start positively here. That's a good lead out and mark there by Julian Rattray. Now, we're still back on play. I took my eye off the play there, boys. What happened? Let's come back over the mark. Come back to the umpire. Oh, did he run out of bounds, I think, when he took the kick? I'd say that's what it is.
So. Yeah.
Yes. So a boundary throw in. Still an attack here for Deloraine. Deloraine won the women's game just a little bit earlier by 28 points. Scottsdale, a narrow win in the reserves earlier. Turning and trying to get an effective possession there was Gladwin. Up the wing here. The Magpies build. There might have been a hold there in the contest. I reckon that Sing line there. Comes back to Jacob Singline. He's on centre wing. Sells some candy. Gets tackled from behind, but gets it up here towards the forward line. Attempted mark there from Josh Nunn. Couldn't take it. Loose footy. Nunn with a tackle. Ball spills out. Spinning there is Caleb Atkins. Caught with the footy. Chance here for the Magpies. Close to the boundary line. That was Joel Hayes there. Seeing the ball over the line. Scottsdale on attack. They trail by a point.
A real blend of the younger and the older here. Josh Nunn, a highlight of one of those players at the older end of the spectrum. Played a lot of football down at Bridport.
Yes.
And Bracknell, very highly credentialed player there. And a very, very good junior player. Scottsdale opportunity through William Burr. Ball bouncing at the top of the square. Towed forward. And the Magpies open the scoring. Well, just the start they wanted. I think that was George Davies.
Was indeed.
George Davies with some of his best work off the ground there, channeling Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
But doesn't matter how you get them, Magpies on the board.
They have injected a few newer players into the team today, and maybe with the likes of Josh Nunn, just a bit more experience. I noticed Joel Hayes is back today as well, number 32 there in the forward line. So, yeah, that's a real confidence booster there for the Magpies early on.
Yeah, and that's actually, without getting on the soapbox, it's great that people have stepped up. They know that Scottsdale are doing it tough. Some of those more experienced players, good to see them on board.
From the ball up, contested footy. Out it comes here now towards Riley Probert. He kicks towards half forward, but getting back and taking the chest mark there is Jaden Last playing the long sleeves. Jaden Last invited now to play on. Close to the man on the mark who comes forward to him. Kick up the wing. Players fall over. Chance there for Scottsdale through Julian Rattray again. It's out of play. So good size Julian Rattray, Rob, as he runs back there to defence.
Yeah, he's a pretty
long sleeve, yep.
Type, isn't he?
Know a lot about him, but looks like a good promising type. Good grab there early on.
So good start for Scottsdale. Ball being thrown in on the Deloraine half-forward line. Come away with a kick off the stoppage there. Boundary line's going to win out in front of Rattray, which mentioned him earlier.
Just love seeing the sun shining, Rob. And it was a really miserable morning when we got here. It was raining heavily. But it's eased during the day. And it's not overly cold. It's not a bad day for footy now, actually.
No, it's terrific. Boundary throw in. Deep inside Deloraine's forward 50. Scottsdale won't want to concede here, you wouldn't think. It's early stages, I know, but getting that good start so important. Belted out on that occasion by Rattray. And towards the boundary line. Scottsdale head the ball inboard. Dangerous. Bounce will be important. Taken by Liam Taylor for Deloraine. Taylor sends it inside 50. Kick doesn't really go where he wants it to, and I think he was aiming for something a bit more central, and that ended up just trickling over the boundary line. Good crowd here today. Lots of people, Deloraine people, turning up to support this one.
We're playing with the yellow footy too, Rob. So it's a little bit different, which is good.
Later start today. We normally do start a little bit earlier, so that yellow footy will be important later in the day.
Short boundary throw will need to be taken again on this sun-drenched Deloraine ground. So the ball will come back to the boundary umpire. So we're about 20 metres around from the left behind post. The Kangaroos in attack. They trail by 5 points. It's 1 goal straight Scottsdale. Deloraine at 1 behind. From the boundary throw in. Don't get an effective tap away. A lot of players around the contest. Handball comes out. Comes out to Ryan Byrne. Can't pick it up. Handball emerges. Working hard in there for Deloraine is Waylon Tatnall. A whistle on play. And it's going to be a free kick coming back here to Waylon Tatnall. Tatnall, short spearing pass, not good. Scottsdale player couldn't pick it up. There's Gladwin playing in the helmet. Gets it up the wing. Mark taken there by Warwick Hall. Hall, left footer. Kicks up here looking for Nunn, who leads out. Takes it on his chest. Presented well. Nice kick there from Warwick Hall. So Josh Nunn, right on the boundary line. Now, has he played on outside the boundary line? There's a whistle on play. Talk to me, Rob.
Yeah, I think the umpires picked a free kick out there. I'm not sure what for.
Whose kick is the call? We're not sure either. It's going to come back to Josh Nunn, is it? No, it's going against Josh Nunn, going the way of Ben Atkins. So I'm not sure what happened there. Neither does Groobs.
No, makes 3 of us. Inboard there from Deloraine, misses the target. Opportunity here for Scottsdale. Oh, doesn't quite sit. Oh, unlucky on that occasion was Burr. Still in a dangerous position. Deloraine got lots of numbers around the footy. Trying to get it out. Breakaway here. Opportunity for the Pies. Don't tell me. Bradley Wish-Wilson makes it number 2.
Great goal. Vice-captain Wish-Wilson. And pounced on that opportunity. Inside out kick on the right foot. Sailed through. And Scottsdale are off to a fly here, Deloraine.
Yeah, fantastic start. But Deloraine punished on that occasion, Dave, for not being able to clear the area. They had the numerical advantage. Fumble. The ball comes out and Wish-Wilson does the rest with a really nice goal. So, great confidence builder for them after a tough week at Windsor Park last week. And certainly they've made the most of their forward forays, have the Scottsdale Magpies.
And Wish-Wilson's one of those players in the middle, along with the skipper there and Joseph Krushko. He needs to give them some drive. They're going to be in this game. They've kicked the first 2 goals of the game here at Deloraine. Taking out of the ruck contest there is Leighton Bloomfield. Kicks it to half forward. Beautiful kick. Lace out there taking the mark is number 14, Joe Griffin. Griffin inside 50. Getting back as the goal kicker. Wish-Wilson, he's everywhere at the moment. Intercept mark. Kicks to the wing. Front position. Nearly marked there to Chilcott. Spills off the contest. Kick inside 50 into the pocket. Gee, almost a good mark there in defence to Ron Monson, young under-18 player today. Fortunately, Deloraine forfeited the under-18. So they've got under-18 players, Nick Creswell, Ron Monson, Jamison Nunn and Deegan Young. They'll be liking it today. Usually they have to double up some of those youngsters.
Yep.
But they're nice and fresh today, which they'll be appreciating.
Andrew throw in here inside the Deloraine forward 50. Rucks do battle, belted out of there by Julian Rattray. We said we like the look of him. Very tall player. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to be Scottsdale's way. So danger averted at this stage. Nice long kick. Deloraine crumbing it there. That was Byrne off the pack. He's going to head back the other way though. Ball bouncing over Burr's head, over Nunn's head. Makes the tackle. Holds the Deloraine player up just outside 50. So another forward foray here for Scottsdale. As we keep saying, just the start they would have wanted. But made the most of their opportunities. No real clear winner there. Scottsdale player tackled with the ball. That was Tatnall.
Been playing for 10 minutes.
Thanks, Groobs. Yeah, we can't see the scoreboard here. Rob and I. Groobs has got the time clock in his vision. We'll get some early inside 50s, Groobs. What do you got?
Yeah, Deloraine have been in 5 times to Scottsdale 2, and they've got the 2 goals in their 2 forward 50 entries.
Yes.
Well, Coach Rattray would be pleased with that, you'd reckon. It's a 100% conversion.
Absolutely. From the contest, we've finally got some clear footy. Goes up the wing. High ball. Gee, that's a good mark for Deloraine. Taken there on this occasion by number 38, Tyler Killick. Now, I'll get down to Tony soon about the story around Tyler Killick. He's a new player for Deloraine. Free kick now to Brad Rickard. Come across from North Launceston to Deloraine. Rickard, centering ball's not bad. Gets to the forward player there on the bounce. And we'll get a ball up there about 30 metres out from the Deloraine goal. Yet to hit the scoreboard as far as goals are concerned. Quick throw up. Out it goes to Ryan Byrne. Releases the handball. Sing line there working hard. Gets it to Witch Wilson for Scottsdale. Throws it on the boot. Underneath it. Taking a good mark there for Deloraine is Leighton Bloomfield. So repeat entries here for Deloraine. Scottsdale defence holding firm. Here's a chance now for the Magpies through Tyson. Kicks to half forward towards Josh Nunn. The big fella takes it. He's looking for a runner. He's got one here. He's approaching the ball. It's Jordan Harper. He can't quite take the mark, but he's going to get chopping the arms. It'll be a free kick. Crowd not happy. Infringing player there was Caleb Atkins. But Jordan Harper, he had the presence of mind to get into that space in the forward line. The kick did hold up, Rob, but yeah, he nearly took the good mark, but in the end he was infringed.
Yeah, it was weighted perfectly from Nunn in that he was either going to mark it or the player was going to get there and take his arms, and that's exactly what happened. So this would be a dream start if they kick a goal here.
Especially after last week, losing by over 300 points.
A tough day at the office.
He's kicked it. A goal there to the number 24, Jordan Harper for Scottsdale. They've kicked 3 in this first quarter. From how many entries, Dave Gruber?
That'll be 3.
Just the 3 entries. And I'll tell you what, Josh Nunn is giving them something there that they may have lacked this year, a good marking forward. Okay, he's getting on in years, but he's got that ability in a one-on-one contest to take those marks and create opportunities.
Well, you're spot on, and I go a long way back with Josh Nunn. Josh Nunn, as a high school player, was almost like a coach on the field, just a really mature football brain, and that's what he brings. You know, he's a big, strong body. As I said, played a lot of senior football with Bracknell and Bridport, and, you know, he makes the young guys walk taller. Big, strong, smart guy, like a coach on the field. It's just terrific to see. Ball back in the middle. Scottsdale come away with it again. It's just a dream start for them. Ball to open space. In dispute, Deloraine. Weight of numbers. Kai Chilcott pumps it forward. Got the numbers around the contest. Good tackle there. Ball being surged forward at the moment. Just keeping it in play. I think that was neat. Ball heading back the other way. Deloraine player taken high there. And that'll be a free kick to the Roos. Almost on the wing position, Dave Moore.
Just add to your list there, Rob. Number 38 is Tyler Killick, tall player. And as I said, we haven't got down to Tony, but we haven't had a chance really. But we will stoppage soon to give a bit of background about Tyler Killick. His first game for Deloraine. Close to the boundary line. Kick dangerous. Gee, that's a good mark. Not paid though. Not the requisite distance to William Richards. His kicks just sneaks in for one behind. Tony, number player that we talked about, Tyler Killick, number 38. What do you got for us?
Yeah, it's his first game at Deloraine this year. It's on a licence thing because he's actually playing in Melbourne in the Essendon Districts League. But he's looking at moving down to Deloraine next year, and he has actually played a couple of years at Deloraine before.
Oh, okay, so it's not a totally new player. Thank you, Tony, for that background. Taking the mark in defence for Scottsdale's Nick Creswell, younger under-18 player. Gets it there to Gladwin. He kicks up the wing, close to the boundary line. It's going to go over now in front of the Westwood Quarry sign. One of the Deloraine sponsors for this season. Speaking of sponsors, today's broadcast is brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Our first visit here to Deloraine. It's just a beautiful sight here at the moment after such a wet morning. From the boundary throw in, Bloomfield had the front position. He got the thump. Scottsdale player works through. I think he's caught holding the ball. There he is. Tried to do a bit too much. Free kick to the Kangaroos. William Richards leans back on a kick towards the half-forward flank. Off hands, comes to Sing line. Gets it back again. Handball ends up here with Tyson. Good possession of footy there from Scottsdale, except in the end they kick it out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a free kick to Deloraine.
Deloraine looking to steady, as Dave Gruber said. Lots of inside 50s, nothing to show. Umpires pick something out here. Downfield by the looks of things. Not really sure what that was for. No, it's a reversal. Yeah, don't know. was watching the play. It's only just stayed in. Mark taken there by Tyson.
Busy player so far.
Yeah, he's been good. Coach Rattray will be pleased, I'm sure, with the effort so far. Tyson invited to play on. Sends it along in the Nunn direction. Deloraine got the taller defenders there, though. And they hold it up across half-back, which they really needed to. Moving it on. Nice left foot strike there. Back from whence it came. Mark taken there. That's a good mark taken there by
It's our man.
Waylon Tatnall. Shot on goal. I think that one's gone through. Looks like Brad Rickard is open to scoring for the Roos. And just like that, ball at half-back, Dave Moore. And a couple of quick kicks. And Rickard opens the scoring.
That's the one the Roos needed just to get themselves on the board. Good move into the footy. Tyler Killick involved again, the number 38. So Brad Rickard, he's one of those prime movers they need to score heavily here today. There's a live wire on the forward line, can go in the middle as well. Score groups, we've got,
One goal,
2-8 to 3 goals straight.
Three straight, and we've been playing for nearly 17 minutes.
So Coach Ricky Dolliver will be really happy with the start the Magpies have made, but still got a lot of hard work to do yet. Here's Ryan Byrne. Handballs backwards. Gets it to Chilcott of the Kai variety. We've got a free kick in the marking contest. Play on to advantage. Kai Chilcott got again. Ex-Launceston Blue. Can't find a teammate. It's out of bounds. Just inside 50.
It's 9 inside 50s for Deloraine to Scottsdale's 3.
Okay. Well, talk about four-line efficiency. 3 from 3.
The scary thing with that is, though, you sort of think that if Deloraine started to get organised, the dam could burst.
Bounty thrown in the bright sunshine here at Deloraine. Play on, says the umpire. It kicks a poor one there from Glenn. I was going to say, this is going to get me all day. Ben Blacklow. Ben Blacklow. It's hard to say quickly. I might just say Blacklow. Be easier. Free kick to Scottsdale in defence. They lead 18-8.
Going to move the ball out of there. The Pies, the boundary line, I reckon, will be the winner for that one. So it's a poor kick.
We've seen quite a few kicks now go out of bounds on the full on that side.
Yeah, it could be the Breeze. We'll have to check in with Tony on that one, but that certainly wasn't a good strike. And we've got a mark there to Brad Rickard, the goal scorer.
He's fancying himself. We can see it's hard to see the inside the 50-metre line, but I can see the digits just to his right. So he's probably going to deliver from about 48.
Yeah, so Rickard moves in, likes his chances. Sends it goalwards, always offline. Hoping for a mark. And Scottsdale player almost did a Lee Matthews and wiped out the post. Looked like Rattray. Hopefully he's all right there. He hit that one pretty hard. But behind there, and Deloraine move on to 1-3-9, trailing Scottsdale 3 goals straight.
Nick Milburn gets a hand on the inside kick. But Scottsdale take it away to the wing. Another entry coming up. Kick inside there by Bloomfield. Try to find a teammate who's infringed in the marking contest. Spot up there, Ryan Byrne. Ball knocked away from him. Close to the boundary line. Another free kick. There's been a few whistles so far. This time it's coming back to, that's Deegan Young. With the blonde hair down there for Scottsdale. Twirls the ball in his hands. Signals he's going to go long and does so. Tries to find a target. From behind there was Warwick Hall. Couldn't take it. Back inside 50 again, Deloraine. Another kick out of bounds on the full. Gee, it's probably about, about 7 or 8 now out of bounds on the full. Just looking up Ricky Dolliver's bio there.
Yeah,
Rob,
just
what a legend.
What an impressive year. Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame, but I'll touch on that a little bit later.
Okay, I'll keep commentating.
Get a chance, yeah.
Yep. So, short kick coming in here to Wish Wilson. Kicked the goal earlier in the quarter. They haven't had an inside 50 for a while, groups.
No, they haven't. No, they're
since that last goal.
Stuck on the 3.
Wish Wilson now. Kicks towards attacking 50. Players fly high. Over the back, Jaden Last. Did well. Gets it now to Kai Chilcott. Chilcott by hand. Gets it back there to Jaden Last. His kick ricochets off a Scottsdale player. Still a chance here, though. Richards. Don't argue. Gets it inside 50. Loose footy. Comes out now there towards Josh Cameron. Kick on goal. Looks pretty good. I reckon that's Richards. I'll wait till he turns around. The sharp goal there. Opportunist goal And I'm pretty sure it's the number 15, William Richards, but I'll verify it as he gives us a look at his Guernsey. But sharp goal there to Deloraine. They're just getting on top now. Scottsdale, who had so much encouragement from that good start. But repeat entries now starting to pay dividends for the Kangaroos, Rob.
Yeah, it is. And we were talking before about that just disparity between the inside 50s. Well, the law of averages says if you're going to keep doing that, the things are going to start to drop for you. And that's exactly what's happened, Dave. I think that they're capitalising on that now.
Can confirm the goal kicker was William Richards, if you've written it down, Rob.
William Richards,
yep.
Correct. I'll put the bank on it, Dave, when you called it. So it's just what Deloraine needed.
City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5, and we're via the AFL Tas live stream this afternoon. Is Rob Soward.
Ball back in the middle.
Umpires today too, Rob, Duncan Hill, Hayden Shepherd and Steve Tregurtha.
Scottsdale certainly won't want to let this one get away from them after just such an incredible start for them. 3 goals from 3 inside 50s, and they're going to come away with it here now through the last goal scorer, Jordan Harper. Harper pumps it in. Got a player on the lead there. Hall drops the ball. Deloraine numbers around the footy. Ooh, firm bump there on Blacklow. Certainly can't query the physical credentials of the Scottsdale boys. They're certainly having a crack. It was Killick. He's been busy this quarter. Talked about him a little earlier. Chilcott, Kai, heads inboard. Richards, got a teammate there in Taylor, Liam Taylor. Sends it inside 50. And that's a really nice mark taken there by Lucas Bakes.
Yeah, tough mark.
Tell you what, another Deloraine name. Well, Bakes goes backwards. He's found a teammate there in Byrne in a better
there's
position.
A famous footy name in this Deloraine area, Ryan Byrne. His grandfather, I believe, was an absolute legend for Longford back in the day, Davey Byrne.
Oh, he was, yes. Very, very good player.
The Byrne family, I think, from Neander.
Terrific, these old country towns.
Yes.
Byrne looking to give the Roos the lead. Looking unlikely about 5 minutes ago. Off the side of the boot. Not sure where that's going to go. I think that's going to miss everything. And out on the full. 2-3-15 Deloraine. Scottsdale 3 goals straight, 18.
So from the back pocket, the Magpies will find some relief with a long kick here. Looking for Wish Wilson. Off hands. Little kick forward. Ends up there. The mark's taken by William Burr. Burr, bit of push and shove there with Ryan Byrne.
Good ringer rumour named Burr.
Burr kicks towards half forward. Oh, gee, that's a great mark there to Bloomfield. But off hands, though. Comes to Hall. Now to Hayes. Hayes inside 50. But Deloraine defence standing tall there through Ben Atkins. So Ben Atkins will shift it over to the fat side of the ground now to Chilcott. His short kick doesn't quite hit the target. Chance here for Scottsdale from that error. Quick kick inside, defensive 50 for Deloraine, straight to Jaden Last. He's been really good back there, few intercept marks. Last great kick. Finds Blacklow. Play on, poor handball. Mopping up the end now, though, is Ben Blacklow. Sorry, that's him now. The mullet. Blacklow spots up a teammate. And mark taken there by Joe Griffin. Number 14. Nixon Pat's boy, Joe Griffin. Picks up the wing. Can't find a target. Yes, he can indeed. Lucas Bakes takes a second good mark in a couple of minutes. The leading player for Bakes. Beautiful kick. But Rattray did really well to get the spoil in. Picking up there is Gladwin. Handball sideways. Kicked off the ground there by Croden. Picks it up now. Dispossessed. Ball, says the crowd. And I think it's going to be a ball up. Umpire Steve Tregurtha balling it up underneath the light tower right opposite us, far side of the ground.
So we're heading into the later stages of this first quarter. They wouldn't want to concede here. Scottsdale, you wouldn't think. It's been a good start for them. We'll get Dave Gruber to give us a quick time check in just a moment. I reckon we must have played about 21 minutes or thereabouts.
About 25 minutes just ticked over.
There we go. So it can't be too long to go. Gathered beautifully there by Brad Croden. Heads it back inboard. Scottsdale come away with it though. Opportunity here. Green grass in front of him. Heads in the Nunn direction. Oh, probably should have taken that one. Nunn infringed against though. The umpire said that on that occasion Atkins leaned over his shoulder.
Great kick from Wish Wilson.
It was. Nunn picks a teammate out there in Hall. Scottsdale name for sure, Warwick Hall, right on the boundary line. He likes his chances. He's going back, and I reckon he's going to have a shot on goal from here.
Just their 5th entry.
Hasn't got a lot of daylight to work with from where he's going to hit it there, up that bit of a hill. On the wrong side as well.
Near side.
Yeah, missed it to the near side. Always offline. But that moves them on to 3-1-19 to 2-3-15. So Scottsdale by 4 points.
From the kick out, outside defensive 50. Nearly good mark there to Singline. Probably should have taken it in the end. Off the pack there, it goes to Caleb Atkins. Underground handball there from Killick. Tries to find Caleb Atkins once again. Scottsdale crowd wanted holding the ball. But I think it's going to be a boundary throw-in right behind that light tower there.
I was just looking at Ricky Dolliver's resume, and one thing that stands out, Dave, with his coaching, he's done some terrific work with young teams and young players.
Yep.
Not to mention the outstanding playing career he had.
And his son is coaching Lauderdale this year.
Wow.
Doing a great job there, well and truly on top of the ladder. Out of the contest there is Ben Blacklow. Players dive in, Wish Wilson. Can't escape that tackle, so it'll be a ball up right in front of the coaches' boxes. In front of our boundary rider there, Tony. He's got a nice little spot. He's waving. There he is. He's got a nice spot there right between the two benches. It's the first thing he looks at when he gets to the ground, whether he's got a nice spot. There's Gladwin. Kicks inside 50. Now we've got a whistle on play. Free kick in the marking contest to that man, Warwick Hall again, Rob. Didn't quite see it. I was right in that vision block there.
Yeah, he's been lively, Warwick Hall. He's popped up a couple of times. He's a good build. He's a fairly lanky sort of a character, but 6'2", 6'3" in the old money.
It's a big game for Deloraine today. They can go back into the 4 if Longford lose to Launceston today, and they get a win here. Here's Warwick Hall. Kicks from 45. Nice kick. That is a goal to Scottsdale. That's their 4th. And a beautiful kick for goal there by Warwick Hall. And the score now, 4 goals, 125 to 2-3-15. And that's a bit of a steady.
Wasteful, perhaps. But make no mistake about that. He's going to provide a handful for his opponent, Hall. You can see he's got a size advantage. He's playing on last at the moment. And last has been good at peeling off and taking a bit of intercept mark stuff. So Hall will certainly hold him accountable.
Umpire Steve Tregurtha throws the ball up. Knocked away by Singline. An undersized ruckman, but doing a good job. Tackle laid there on a Deloraine player. Other games today, Longford and Launceston at Longford. And also at Youngtown, South Launceston playing North Launceston. Try and get some scores later on to those two games. Out it comes now towards Chilcott, Kai Chilcott. Gets it to Atkins. Connects up there with Bloomfield. He kicks inside 50. There's the coach Milburn leading out. Can't quite take the mark. Gets the handball away. Contested footy now. Breaking away nicely there is Tatnall. It's not a dangerous spot here for Scottsdale. No one can quite pick it up. Handball release back here towards Milburn. He falls over. East Devonport legend Nick Milburn. Played a bit with Devonport as well. And, when they were struggling to find a coach, he put his hand up to take on this role in the Premier League. So that was great for Deloraine Footy Club to get some of his experience. Tackle laid there on Oscar Johnston. Holding the ball, says the umpire. And Scottsdale get a free kick in their defensive 50.
Yeah, they won't want to concede late here, the Pies. As we've said, they've had a good quarter. Clear the area.
Oh,
kicks to a contest. Deloraine player flies.
It's Wish Wilson there. He's been good this quarter.
Yeah,
a lovely goal.
Been really good.
Approaching 30 minutes.
Scottsdale name. Can't be too long to go, you wouldn't think. Wish Wilson scratches the head. Goes short by foot. Almost to the true wing position. Just behind the true wing position. Scottsdale happy to move it around the boundary line. Well, we've got to hold those. Lots of bodies around the footy. Trying to clear it out. Comes Scottsdale's way. Nicely done. Just bounce inside 50. Belted away from there by the Deloraine defence. Deloraine player there held without it. Scottsdale moving it on. That was Singline. Belted it in. Deloraine at the back though. Could have raffled that. No one at home for the Magpies. And Ben Atkins looking to settle things down here for the Roos.
Atkins kicks outside 50. None was there. So was Gladwin in the helmet. Ball spills out. Nicely taken there by Creswell, the youngster. Inside 50. Bit of a chaos footy. All coming through there and meeting the contest hard was Deegan Young. He's tackled now. So a couple of the under-18s involved there. Deegan Young. Also Nick Creswell. We like to see. That's what they're building for the future, Rob. Those younger players from the ruck contest. Well, that Deloraine player never really had the ball. Umpire was right on the spot. And Wish Wilson disappointed. But it's going to come back here to the number 12 for Deloraine in Dylan Bakes.
Bakes moves it back there to Taylor. They look to build the Roos. Time clock might beat them. Mark taken there by Neat. He's neat by foot, but beautifully spelled on that occasion by Elliot Tyson. Just sat up a little bit there. Tyson just belted that over. So there'll be a repeat inside 50, hopefully, here for the Pies. But as I said, I fear the time clock's going to win this battle. Andrew throw in just outside the Scottsdale 50. Just waiting for the footy. It looks like it's under a car. This is the benefit. I love the country ovals. Ruckman got all day to get set just while they were waiting for it. Nice throw in. Bounces on 50. Belted away by Sing Line. All bobbling around. Rouge looked to clear. Fumbly. Misses Chilcott. Ridden into the ground. Nicely done though, Brad Rickard. Goes round the boundary line. Chopped off by the Scottsdale player, but the boundary line wins out. Byrne couldn't just keep that one. Sorry, not Byrne. That was, I should say, Gladwin. Couldn't keep that in. Another boundary throw in. So still in a dangerous spot for Deloraine though. They won't want to concede. They're going to come away with it. Well done on that occasion, Kai Chilcott. Mill goes over Milburn's head. Bobbles around, sits there for Jet. Chilcott punches it inside 50. Almost a mark taken there. So quick transition here on the small ground.
Yep, good spoil back there. Let's try and pick up the player there. It might have been young Rattray again, who's done some good things.
He's
the long sleeves.
He's a likely looking type.
So
hopefully get to see these players through the year, Dave, and get to learn a bit more about them.
Absolutely. Covering the Pies a few times. We're actually going down to Scottsdale for a clash between these two teams later in the year. Looking forward to that. There's a player tackled from behind there is Richards. Can't emerge. They've been strong around the ball. Some of those on-ballers, Rob, Ryan Burns, Kai Chilcott, been pretty good. Richards, giving them opportunities. What a great throw up on that occasion. Trying to work it out there. There's the Magpies defence. Kick back inside 51 grab. She almost might have been infringed in the contest there. Ryan Byrne with a handball over his head. Gets it to Gladwin, who got one high. So Lachlan Gladwin, he's been pretty good in this quarter. Think about wearing a helmet, Rob. You do notice their possessions.
Yeah, that's right.
Lovely kick sideways there to the skipper and Krushka. His kick's a long one. Oh, nearly a mark taken there by Rattray. Off the hands, though, is Milburn. Shares it with Taylor. Taylor inside-out kick. Which way will it bounce? Out comes the Scottsdale defender. There in young Creswell. Couldn't pick it up. Still loose footy. Long quarter, Grooves. What have we gone?
34 and a half minutes.
Right,
now.
gee. It's a bit like that quarter the other day. I think we had 40 minutes. Melbourne and the Swans, I think it's 14 goals kicked or something in the last quarter. But, yeah, certainly long quarters. Glad we started early. As comes out now. The Scottsdale to William Kerr. As the siren sounds, which is right next to our effects mic, Rob. So, pretty handy for us today and the listeners and the viewers. It's quarter time here at the Deloraine footy ground. And it's a good quarter of footy. We were hoping for an even contest, and we've certainly got one. And we've got a surprise leader at quarter time. It's Scottsdale 4-1-25 to Deloraine 2-3-15. So the margin is 10 points. Goal kickers, Rob Soward.
All singles at this stage, Dave, for Scottsdale. Bradley Wish Wilson, Warwick Hall, George Davies and Jordan Harper for Deloraine, Brad Rickard and William Richards.
And Dave Gruber's stats to quarter time.
No.
Sorry, Grubbs, caught you on the hop.
Hit-outs, Deloraine 10 to Scottsdale 9. Clearances, Deloraine 11, Scottsdale 9. Inside 50s, 16 to Deloraine, 8 to Scottsdale. Marks inside 50, 3 for Deloraine, 1 for Scottsdale. Intercept marks, Deloraine took 7 intercept marks that quarter to Scottsdale's 1. And a lot of free kicks, 13 for Scottsdale in the first quarter and 9 to Deloraine.
Yeah, 22 free kicks, Rob. I suppose the physical nature of the game. A lot of those were in marking contests. I mean, looking at groups of stats there, I think it sum it up is that making most of your opportunities has meant that Scottsdale in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Deloraine, you could probably be a little critical and say they were a little wasteful, but full credit to Scottsdale. Defended well inside their 50 and made the most of those forward forays.
We'll take a break here on City Park Radio and the AFL Tas live stream at quarter time. And at quarter time, it's Gribbs will have to get that score there. We can't see the scoreboard today, so if we fumble over the score, you'll understand us. So it's 2-3-15 Deloraine. They trail Scottsdale 4-1-25. Here's some messages on City Park Radio.
Moving it on. Nice left foot strike there. Back from whence it came. Mark taken there. That's a good mark taken there by
It's our man.
Waylon Tatnall. Shot on goal. I think that one's gone through. Looks like Brad Rickard is open to scoring for the Roos, and just like
his kick ricochets off a Scottsdale player. Still a chance here though. Richards don't argue. Gets it inside 50. Loose footy. Comes out now there towards Josh Cameron. Kick on goal. Looks pretty good. I reckon that's Richards. I'll wait till he turns around. The sharp goal there. Opportunist goal. And I'm pretty sure it's the number 15.
Hey. And that's a really nice mark taken there by Lucas Bakes.
Yeah, tough mark.
Tell you what, another Deloraine name. Well, Bakes goes backwards. He's found a teammate there in Burnfield.
But off hands though. Comes to Hall. Now to Hayes. Hayes inside 50. But Deloraine defence standing tall there through Ben Atkins. Gladwin. Kicks inside 50. Now we've got a whistle on play. Free kick in the marking contest to that man Warwick Hall again, Rob. Didn't quite see it. I was right in that vision block. 45. Nice kick. That is a goal to Scottsdale. That's their fourth. And a beautiful kick for goal there by Warwick Hall. And the score now, 4 goals, 125 to 2-3-15. And that's a bit.
Is brought to you.
This quarter time break is brought to you by our sponsor Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks at games around northern Tasmania. You find them today there at Windsor Park. Sorry, not Windsor Park. Where would they be today? They'd be at Youngtown today, I reckon, for the South Launceston North Launceston game. But you can find them around northern Tasmania at lots of sporting events. They do a great job and produce a quality product. So thank you to Brew Coffee Hut for your support on City Park Radio. Now, what do you think Nick Melbourne might be saying to the Deloraine boys there at quarter time, Rob?
I think you'd be probably highlighting that they need to make the most of their opportunities and also those forward 50 entries, making them, what I call something you can score from. I mean, a forward 50 entry only tells half the story. It's how you're delivering the ball. Yep. So they've certainly had a dominance in that area. Just be use the footy better.
There's a siren right next to us here. A lovely spot to call the game from here. And, it's nice having a closed room.
I'll tell you what is good too, and we've got to give a shout out to the volunteers here. I noticed when I came up, Dave, when we got here, you got here a bit earlier than me this morning. The young children working the score clock. It's just terrific to see. We wouldn't have football unless we had volunteers. And
lots of people in the canteen today as well, making some beautiful hot country food and tea and coffee. So yeah, do a great job. You really see community football when you come to grounds like this, and a good crowd in. Plenty of people from Scottsdale have made the trip. And the Scottsdale Reserves, who had a win earlier on, they've stayed around today. So it's great to see.
And the chicken burgers are good. I had one of those, and I enjoyed the hot chocolate as well.
Fantastic. So Scottsdale now breaking up. Important quarter for Scottsdale, Rob. They've done well. They're leading the game, despite their trailing some of the key stats. But this will be the quarter they will want to be trying to be in front, or at least in touch at half-time.
Well, that's what Coach Dolliver would be stressing. I mean, you don't want to undo and be negative, but, the first quarter means nothing unless you follow it up.
Speaking of the coaches, Tony's been down at one of the huddles. Where have you been, Tony?
Down the Scottsdale huddle with Ricky Dolliver. He was fairly calm about that. He's pretty pleased with the efforts they've been putting in. He wants the defence, instead of playing from in front, to play side by side, hand on them so he knows where they are, because Deloraine play a chipping game. He says if you can't mark the ball, knock it down. If you're not sure about picking it up, try and just keep hold of the ball so it doesn't come loose, because Deloraine have swooped on it a few times. He says there was a good call. We were 9 points up the last time we played and lost by 50.
Okay.
If you put the concentration in and do the work and make yourself available for the teammates and look for the tall forwards, we want to be 2 more goals up.
Great message there from Ricky Dolliver as we're underway in the second quarter. Ball goes inside 50 here early for Scottsdale. Deloraine defence holding firm. Kick out towards the wing. Chance here for Scottsdale through Wish Wilson. He tries to break a couple of tackles. Not penalised. It'll be a ball up centre wing. And Deloraine kicking to the town end in this quarter. To just the right of our commentary position. From the ball up. Ball's released. Pretty footy early on here. Handball comes out there in the Bloomfield direction, but it's out of bounds. Just got that annoying pole behind me, Rob, so I'll hand over to you for the next bit.
Yeah, it's we've got a bit to work around here. The Deloraine Oval, great to be here. Boundary throw in on the wing position. As we've said, Scottsdale will want to capitalise on their good work. Rucks do battle. Bloomfield had his hand on it first. Working hard to clear the area of Scottsdale. Just can't quite pick it up. I get the feeling the boundary line might win out, and it does. So, game of inches, just working it around the boundary line on that occasion, the Scottsdale players. And we're probably sitting just on their half-forward line. Another good bit of work there. He's done well, Bloomfield. Scottsdale come away with it. Deloraine butter up bad handball. Towed forward there on that occasion by Brad Wish Wilson. Inside 50. Great mark.
Is it young? No, I thought it was Warwick Hall, but it's George Davies.
Davies
Kicked the first goal of the game.
He did. And presented well there. Gives it off though, does Davies. Shot on goal. Touched on the line. I didn't see who that was.
Krushka.
Over to Krushka, was it?
Pretty sure, yep.
Just ran around behind him. Davies didn't like his abilities from there. So Scottsdale move on to 4-2-26. Deloraine 2-3-15.
Nice mark in the wing. Taken there by Bloomfield. Gets the handball away. Up here towards Richards with a kick. One grab, 2 couldn't take it. Handball's off to Byrne. Over the top to nice handball. They're going to enter inside 50 here. Little chip kick's not bad. In towards the goal square here towards Jalen Chilcott. Working overtime is Rattray, who wins the footy. Oh, he tries to strike the tackle. He's gone. Pretty audacious by the young man there, Rattray. Tried to shake that tackle, but Jalen Chilcott held on, and he's got a shot on goal now from about 30 out, close to the boundary line.
Yeah, I'd like Rattray with a bit more footy in him. He's certainly a likely type, but bad decision on that occasion.
Well, he took the game on, but just a little bit too much courage there on that occasion. There's Jalen Chilcott towards goal. That's close. I reckon it's off hands. It is. Touched right on the line by a big pack of players. So one behind a piece this quarter. Scottsdale 4-2. Lead Deloraine 2-4. So kick from full back. Full measure. Up here on the wing. Looking there for Daniel Wiggins. So spills out of play. So down his throw in, right in front of the light pole in front of us. Long first quarter. The 6 goals kicked. Nice bounty thrown by the umpire. Big shove out of the way there by Singline. Kicks around the corner. Up here looking for Warwick Hall. Has to spoil from behind. Has the recovery. Picks it up. He's tackled. No one can emerge. It'll be a ball up. Inside the centre square at Deloraine. Next week we're at Windsor Park. Launceston versus North Launceston. First time those two have met on the redeveloped surface there at Windsor Park. Taking it out as Bloomfield. He cops one high. So we take the free kick. It's against William Burr.
Bloomfield sends it inside 50. Ball bounces just in front of his teammate. Deloraine with runners trying to find one of them. Opportunities here for the forwards. Rattray. Great courage. Just leads out. lets him down though. Burr overruns it. Sorry, that was Hayes, I should say. Overruns it. Oh, out on the full maybe? No, it might have just hit Leighton Bloomfield's boot at an odd angle there. I thought it might have gone out on the full, but no, just caught the chalk on the way through. Yeah, he certainly takes the game on, does Julian Rattray, which I love to see. And great dash out of defence there, but the disposal let him down. Sing line against Bloomfield. Bloomfield wins it out. It's the handball now. Is he off a rebound? Tackled, slung, and now that'll be downfield, or is he going to bring it back? I heard someone yell out, downfield is it? I was on the same page, but no, it's going to come back to Leighton Bloomfield.
He's had a fair bit of it, Rob, Leighton Bloomfield.
Yeah, he has. He's an important player for this Deloraine outfit. Runs his full measure, sends it inside 50. It's all black and white jumpers there. They could raffle it. All bad decision. Caught with a footy. Just took too long and punished on that occasion by Oscar Johnston.
Young Jack Burke, yeah, he had all the time in the world, but he made 3 decisions.
Yeah.
By the time he made the 3rd decision, it was game over.
And they were all the wrong ones.
That's right.
So, Oscar Johnston for Deloraine. Likes his chances here. He's going to hit this from about 45 when he lets it go. Off the side of the boot, not going to get the trip. Big pack of players under it. Towed off the ground there on that occasion by, I think it was Sing line. Boundary line wins out. It was Elliot Tyson, sorry. Boundary line wins out before the Deloraine player in Blacklow could do something constructive with it.
Just back to young Jack Burke, Rob. That's the first thing when you play a higher level of footy is the amount of time you've got to make decisions. It really comes down dramatically from playing at lower levels.
Yeah, it certainly does. And he'll learn from it. That's what it's all about, isn't it? About learning from that opportunity. Rattray taps it down. Scottsdale, lots of bodies around the footy. So the Deloraine president, Anthony Clayton, he'll be having a chat to us at half-time. I did see a photo of him, Dave, and I might ask him about that in the 1979 ESC Premiership team.
Okay, I just got to text him and remind him because he may forget.
Deloraine searching here. That was Bakes. Pumps it in goalwards. Singline takes the mark there. For Scottsdale. Timely sort of mark. Important mark. They're searching for something there, Deloraine. He'll be moved to play on here in a moment, I'd be thinking. He's taken a while. Got an outnumber there. Should be a mark, and it is taken by Hall. Kicked a good goal earlier, did Warwick Hall. Nice left foot, goes out, finds a teammate there in Lachlan Gladwin. Gladwin moves it on. Looks for his teammate in Jack Burke, goes over his head. I'd like to know if Jack Burke's any relation to John Burke, who had a very successful career with Scottsdale.
Okay.
Very, very important forward. Went and played in a premiership side with Bridport as well.
Yes, a lot of those familiar names here with the Magpies. They've done well this quarter. They haven't allowed Deloraine to score a goal as yet. So it's been a pretty low scoring down 10 minutes or so here in the second quarter. Ryan Byrne gets the handball away. Wormburn in kick now to the centre of the ground. They overrun it. Krushka gets it out nicely there to his teammate in Elliot Tyson. Tyson kicks up here towards Warwick Hall. Deloraine defence through last. Did pretty well. Footy emerges. Out they come. That's Rickard. Kicks towards half forward. Kicks it towards... Oh, gee, that's a beautiful pick up there from Gladwin. What a great pick up that was.
Oh, fully.
And he gets it now towards Daniel Wiggins. Now, is that 50? There's whistles all over the place here. And is it a free kick up the field?
Downfield throw.
Yeah. So they must have been holding on or some sort of incident behind play because it's going to be advanced up here to Warwick Hall, the number 11 for Scottsdale. He kicked one earlier.
Warwick Hall did, yes.
Can AFL score there, Rob? Dare I ask?
Going to share at 65-25, Swans away at the moment in the third term. Tigers don't look like they've had much to that score since the first quarter.
Warwick Hall just outside 50 when he starts his run in. Kicks out to the left, may not make the distance, sneaks in for a behind. So another behind there to Scottsdale. They move along to 4 goals, 3:27 to 2:4:16.
We'll be going for 9.5 minutes.
I'm hoping my phone's lagging and the Richmond goals will pop up in a minute, but I don't
Never know.
I don't think that's the case.
Kick out from full back. It's a beautiful one. Finds a teammate there in Caleb Atkins. Atkins spreads it wide. The switch wasn't too bad, although it could turn over here. Deegan Young's got it. His handball straight to the opposition. Kick forward there by Blacklow. Oh, good tackle lay there on Ron Monson holding the ball. Play on to advantage. Ends up here with Chilcott. That's Kai Chilcott, ex-Launceston player. Kicks to the pocket. Mark dropped there by Jalen Chilcott. Bakes is in there. Can't take the footy. It'll be a ball up. Deep inside attacking 50 for the Kangaroos.
I wonder if he's not Alistair Bakes' son. Alistair Bakes played a heap of games out here for Deloraine.
Yeah, Spies onto that one. It spills out there towards Blacklow. Out of bounds. Well-built player Ben Blacklow. A dynamic player in that Kangaroos midfield. Chance here for the Roos. Boundary umpire throws in from about 30 metres out. Smacked out there by Jalen Chilcott. Quick kick forward by Jalen Chilcott. One-on-one, Richards. Already kicked a goal. Caught. Can he escape? No, he's caught too long, said the umpire. He's complaining that he didn't quite get fully retarded there, but certainly held the ball a long time. Nice work in from young Rattray, who coughs it up. Yes, there's the comment by the crowd. And falls in the lap there of number 38, the new player this week, Tyler Killick, who will line up 25 out, just 10 minutes in from the boundary line. So unfortunately, young Rattray, he's taken the game on, he's doing some good things, but a couple of errors now.
Yeah, it's all part of learning, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, and it's a learning experience for him. He's obviously good in the air, but just needs to work on that kicking.
Killick has scored the third goal for Deloraine. Nice shot on goal there from Tyler Killick. Good job there, intercepted that pass and then finished the job. So it's now Scottsdale, 4 goals, 3-27. Deloraine, 3 goals, 4-22.
Inside 50 so far this quarter. Deloraine 4 to Scottsdale's 2. Clearances Deloraine 5 to Scottsdale's 3, and we've been playing for 12 minutes.
Thank you, Dave Gruber, best in the business. Rob?
Yeah, you'd hope just his teammates would be talking to him, Rattray. Yeah, getting around him and talking to him. I mean, nice mark in the air. He's done some good stuff in the air. He's obviously a good athlete. Just got to work on that kicking and that decision-making. And that's what it's all about with your football development, isn't it?
Steve Tregurtha throws it up. Singline wins the tap. Tries to get connection there with Krushka. He couldn't pick it up. He goes again, Joseph Krushka. Ball spills out there to the side of the contest to young Jack Burke. Can't pick it up. Deegan Young's tackled. So we'll get a ball up. Centre wing. So first goal of the third quarter goes to Deloraine. A whistle on play. Shepherding maybe in the ruck contest. It's going to come back to Leighton Bloomfield. Bloomfield looks for some long options. Sets it up. Out they come. Leading out there nicely was that man Tyler Killick again. Quick kick inside 50. Cut off by Wish Wilson.
Nice mark there from Wish Wilson. Another good Scottsdale name. Wouldn't mind betting his Ian's son. Sends it out wide. Looking to build here, the Pies. Short ball. It's going to be okay, though. Play on the way they go. Nicely done on that occasion. That was Gladwin. Goes long, inside 50. Opportunity here. That was Hall. Chopped off across half-back. That was taken. I think that was Killick again. He's everywhere.
He might be on the ball, Rob.
Read the play really well there. Got himself in the right spot. Kicks it straight to Kai Chilcott. Chilcott's got a runner. It's okay. They're trying to move it out here. Ben Atkins goes back in board. Turned over. Good pressure there from the Scottsdale forwards turning defenders. Umpire's going to ball that one up. So I'm sure Scottsdale will be pretty keen to add the next goal just to maintain that momentum. Sing line, taps it down, taken by Bloomfield. Moved on quickly. Here's an opportunity for the Rouge. Leading player, heading in his direction. Nice mark taken there by Milburn. Got another whistle. I thought there was going to be an infringement there, but no. Inside 50, goes over Bakes' head. Deloraine player claimed high. Nicely done. They're trying to work something forward here, craft something. Opportunity. Bakes by hand. Gets it back. Impossible angle. He's out of bounds anyway. That's gone through. The crowd, you can hear through the effects, Mike, not happy, but in fairness, I think Bakes was out the 1979 grand final, that one.
And our cameraman Hamed was right behind that. That would have been goal of the week.
Absolutely, goal of the year.
Boundary umpires. Party pooper.
Rattray gets a hand on it. Sits there for Blackway. Shot on goal. Another one to the Roos. I didn't see the player that kicked that.
I think they're all congratulating number 37, Rob. So I reckon that's Oliver Neat. That's
Oliver Neat
on that
the
one
scoreboard.
Home. A neat finish.
And that neat finish there from Neat, and that's got the lead back for Deloraine. Haven't been in front for a while. In fact, probably for the game. 4-4-28, 4-3-27.
Yeah, so handy goal there from Oliver Neat. Hasn't done a lot today, but he's popped up at the right time. So Deloraine have hit the front. Listening from the tiny town of Tottenham. No, not Tottenham in England. We're talking about Tottenham, 140 kilometres west of Dubbo. We've got Chris Sayer, who's one of our boundary riders on City Park Radio. So thanks for tuning in this afternoon, Chris. Coming in loud and clear from country New South Wales. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. From the bounce, Bloomfield picks up the ball, releases the handball. Getting out of tackle there's Rickard. Rickard towards half forward, but doing well getting back there is Lachlan Gladwin. Gladwin kicks up the wing, looking here for Krushka. One grab, can't take the second, spills out of bounds.
Goalless so far, Scottsdale this quarter, Dave Moore.
Yeah, I just want to hang in, I think, till half time. How long gone? We've got Greaves in this quarter. Can you see it?
We've played nearly 17 minutes.
17 minutes. So, done pretty well. It's only conceded 2 goals this quarter. They need to hit the scoreboard themselves. Richards tries to work free. Another ball up. Still on centre wing. Up goes the footy. Singline wins the tap. Wish Wilson couldn't quite pick it up. They break clear. Deloraine up here. Taking the mark there is Killick. Tyler Killick had a big quarter. Over the top. To the advantage of a teammate. Kicking towards goal. That's a nice goal. No, just off to the right there by Liam Taylor. Ran on the footy nicely. Didn't judge the breeze. So another behind. So Deloraine now 4-5-29. Scottsdale 4-3-27.
Yeah, you'd think they want to get one here before half time, Scottsdale. Heads back in. It's Monson. Goes long. Misses his target. Boundary line, I reckon, will win out on that occasion. So it's been a good first stanza from Scottsdale. They've certainly had a crack. Umpire's picked a free kick out there. It might have been on the full, perhaps. Bit hard to see from here. Mark taken there by Davies. Kick the first goal for the Pies. Davies goes long. Ball will bounce outside 50. And a strong mark taken there on this occasion to William Burr. Burr moves it on quickly. Trying to find something here. But not a good delivery. And that's Josh Cameron, I think, there playing in front of Josh Nunn. He's found a teammate in Bloomfield. Moving it well now. They're moving the ball a little bit easier, Deloraine. Certainly hitting targets. It's gone through the hands there of Tatnall. It's going to sit, though, with Killick. Killick heads for goal. Bounce. 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 Joe keeps it in. Keeps it in play. Oh, Scottsdale, though. Oh, lucky. Gives it off there. That was Creswell. Kicks to a contest. Stays in. But the boundary line might have won out on that occasion. It was Richards loads it up. Heads back inboard. Rattray drops what he should have taken. Spins. Caught. I reckon they'll be holding the ball, and it is.
I think it's Young. Is it Young? Oh, it's advantage paid. I think
Paid
it's a goal.
advantage, and that's a goal.
And number 14, Joe Griffin, is a goal kicker.
Another mistake there from Rattray. But Joe Griffin capitalising on that advantage call. And They extend their lead, Dave Moore. 5-4-34, 4-3-27.
Now, I'm trying to see, they're both in long sleeves. I think that might have been young Creswell that time who got caught. He's just in the goal square now. They look similar, just a bit more slighter. The under-18 player for Scottsdale, Nick Creswell. So I want to pin that one on young Rattray that time. Yeah, it is in fact number 3.
Right.
Yep.
It's Creswell.
Dave Gruber, some stats thus far in this quarter.
Yeah, clearances, Deloraine have had 9 to Scottsdale's 3, so they're getting on top there in the centre. Inside 50s, Deloraine 8 and Scottsdale 4. And free kicks 5 to Deloraine this quarter and 3 for Scottsdale.
Scottsdale get the clearance to half forward. Last, this way, that away. Jaden Last on the left foot. Lovely kick here looking for Ryan Byrne. Takes the mark on centre wing. Plays on immediately. Has a player to spot up there, and that's Waylon Tatnall. Tatnall, lovely kick to Bloomfield, who might be within range. He's looking for options. He goes the short one. Killick, one grab, couldn't take it. Kai Chilcott tackled immediately. Yeah, I don't know whether Bloomfield might have gone back there, Rob. He might have had the leg in him. But he decided to pass it off. And just that pass to Killick just floated in the air a moment too long.
Yeah, you get a bit of a sense something's starting to turn here for Deloraine.
From the ruck contest, getting the tap out there was Isaiah Burr. That's going to be a secondary ball up. Burr goes again. Taken by Bloomfield. Tackled as he kicks it, not 15. Spills out to Tatnall. Goes back into play. Gets free somehow. Here's Joe Griffin again. From the boundary line, Joe Griffin. It's knocked through for a behind. So one behind. Where do you get the score there as, Rob?
5-5-35, 4-3-27. Monson finds a teammate in Wiggins. Wiggins, okay so far for Deloraine. For Joy. I'll spit it out in a minute. Scottsdale. It's a mark taken there by Davies.
Over 50 metre there, Rob.
Yeah, didn't see what that was for. He might have been over the mark maybe. But handy free kick there. Jamison Nunn. I wouldn't mind betting he's a relative of Josh's. Might even be his son.
Yes.
Turns it over though. Deloraine come away with it. Taken back there almost centre of the ground. Timely mark there. Bakes.
Yes.
Bakes, yeah, Bakes. Bakes goes long. Oh, Scottsdale. Oh, drops what he should have taken, but no. Juggle. And that man, Julian Rattray. Tallest player there. Nice reach and a nice mark. Rattray. It's around the boundary line. And so much so that he almost puts that one into the dam in the middle of the racetrack.
Tony, what do you got for us on the boundary there?
2 things. Rattray is not related to Ricky Rattray, according to his neighbour. And the black armbands, the grandfather of one of the players and the partner of one of the players has passed sadly quite recently, hence the 2 armbands.
Thanks, Tony.
Deloraine bring it back in. Deloraine player all by himself in Jalen Chilcott. Certainly within scoring range. So there's starting to be a few cracks in this Scottsdale defence that will worry coach Ricky Dolliver, I'm sure. And we made a lot of the fact that they were restricted to just 2 goals in the first 15 minutes or so, but it's certainly been leaking goals since then. Jalen Chilcott, shot on goal, wobbly old kick, not going to get the trip, belted through. Not his best work there, Jalen Chilcott. If he wouldn't have had his time again, he certainly wouldn't have kicked looked like a wounded duck, that one. It sort of just floated through the air. And
5-7 plays 4-3. It's Monson, the youngster, kicks it out. Not too bad. Finds a connection there with the teammate there in the back pocket. And that's Jamison Nunn. Jamison Nunn on the left foot, kicks up the wing. Big fly. Gee, that was nearly a huge mark. Taken there by Last. Off the pack, though. Contested footy. Guys can't take it away. Tackle's laid. Spills out Deegan Young. Just kicks it on the boot straight away. Into the centre square. Over towards Joel Hayes, who lays a tackle. Good work there by the Scottsdale players at R4. They made a contest of it. And they can reset. See if they can get a goal against the Tide here. Up in the ruck here is Jesse Farrell. Can't win the tap against Bloomfield. So holding free kick. It's going to come back to Deloraine. And It's going the way of Dylan Bakes. And sideways. Switches on here to Kai Chilcott, who's had a lot of the footy today. He has a leading play here in Lucas Bakes. Beautiful kick from Chilcott on the chest there of Lucas Bakes on the wing.
Bakes has got some options. Taking his time, though, that forward part of the ground filling up with black and white jumpers. It's okay, they work their way through it. Chilcott gets it. High tackle. Deloraine's way. Change the angle, does Chilcott. Heads out to the far side, got a runner. Opportunity here for the Roos. Heads in towards goal, and a beautiful mark taken by Tyler Killick. He certainly shows himself a class above here, Dave, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can see why he's playing in the Essendon District League. Moves beautifully, athletic player, versatile player as well. We've seen him at both ends so far today.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Got a good tank. And we're about to see what he's like with his set shot kicking.
Kick one early in the quarter, Rob.
He did. See what he's got in his arsenal here. Moves in deliberately. Strikes it nicely. Always offline though. Missed opportunity.
Inaccuracy keeping the Magpies in at the moment.
Yeah, they moved to 5-8-38. Deloraine 4-3-27. Scottsdale, just bearing in mind at quarter time they were 4-1. So not a lot of addition to their score.
Monson kicks it out of defence here, looking for Singline. Goes over the top. Taken here by Liam Taylor. And kick round the corner is Griffin. Handball to Milburn. Might get it back to Griffin. Milburn goes himself. Not a bad shot on goal by the coach. Crowd got excited in front of us. But just offline. Another behind to Deloraine. So we've now got 5-9-39 to 4-3-27. Monson again. Does well to get it to Deegan Young. He's got the footy. Gets it back to Gladwin. Gladwin kicks up the wing. Which Wilson front position. Over the back. Taken there by Deloraine, by Dylan Bakes. Scottsdale move it forward. Having trouble getting it past their half-forward line at the moment. That Deloraine defence is holding strong. They weave out of trouble. And the mark taken there on centre wing for the Kangaroos.
Kangaroos looking at scoring another one here before half-time, but nice mark there from Elliot Tyson. Got himself into just the right position. Goes by foot to his teammate in Gladwin. He's been busy. Has Gladwin. Goes long. Down the line. Off hands. All Roos at the back. Bobbles around through a couple of sets of hands. Travels back to almost a wing position. Boundary throw-in. Deloraine Hotel, a proud sponsor of the Deloraine Football Club. And as we were saying earlier, Dave, unless you've got these country businesses supporting, we don't have country teams. So great to see the support they have here at Deloraine.
Bounty throw in. Groups, how long we got gone in this quarter so far?
We've been going nearly 28 minutes.
Won't be a long quarter, I don't think. But I thought that in the first quarter, it went 34. So wait and see. Another tackle is laid. See Park Radio next week at Windsor Park. It's a 2 o'clock start next week for Launceston and North Launceston. Great Northern Derby. Shepherding in the ruck contest. Scottsdale are going to get an opportunity here. Comes back to Farrell. He hands it off to Witch Wilson. Up here towards Nunn. That's Josh Nunn. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities in this quarter. Just the 5 inside 50s. That's a lovely pass. And it's the chest there of his teammate. And I do believe that's Isaiah Burr, the number 25. It's a long way away from us in the gloom. Sun's starting to set. So Isaiah Burr, he's backing himself in. He's a fair way out. Kicks from 45. Offline. And registers one behind. That's their third behind for the quarter. They're 4-4-28. Trailing at Deloraine 5-9-39.
Yeah, they'd like to pinch one here before half-time, the Pies, you'd reckon. And for Deloraine to bring it back in. They're going to go around that far side of the ground. Runs their full measure. Long ball to a contest. Players collide. Scottsdale with numbers there. Might come away with it. Good strength there, trying to fight his way through it. It was William Burr. Ball spills free. Gathered by Brad Rickard, but boundary line wins out on that occasion. We're going to have a boundary throw in on the far side of the ground.
There's been a lot of play on that sector of the ground, Rob. much to our chagrin, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Could not be any further away from us. If it was at Chudley, we'd probably be better.
Farrell
Anyway.
in the ruck contest here against Bloomfield. Bloomfield almost takes it out, somehow gets a tap away. And we get another reset here with another ball up. Groobs inside 50s this quarter, please.
Oh, Deloraine up 13 to Scottsdale 6.
Okay, just 3 goals from 13 entries. But lots of behinds, missed some opportunities. So Scottsdale is still in this contest, no doubt about it. And Ricky Dollar will be happy with that. As he reminded the players, they were in front their first time meeting this year in Scottsdale, and then after quarter time they really got hammered. So they're sticking in there.
Just ticked over 30 minutes.
Thanks, Groups. Bounty throw in, right half forward for Scottsdale. In the ruck contest, it's young Jesse Farrell up against Bloomfield. Farrell might have won that one. Got it to space. No one can run on it for Scottsdale. They clear it out. Up here towards Bakes. That's Lucas Bakes. He can't take it. Milburn. Nice handball away. Here's Killick over the top. Chance here for the Roos. Bakes inside 50. Jalen Chilcott. Over the back, the impressive Rattray. What's he going to do this time? He's caught with it. He's caught holding the ball once again. I think he's saying I got a little handball away. Couldn't quite see it. So the number 15, Jalen Chilcott, has the footy. He's about 20 out, Rob, about 5 metres in from the boundary.
Yeah, this is one of those scenarios you set up as a kid, don't you, when you're playing in the backyard and you're about to kick to win the grand final. So we'll see how we go. Well, that was how I played football in the backyard.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I won a few premierships for Richmond back in the day. Chilcott moves in and kicks a goal.
That's a big one right on half time, Rob. So just gets that bit of separation. So it's 6-9, 45 at half time to 4-4, 28. So the margin out to 17 points. Big difference there between 11 and 17. But still, Scottsdale will be happy. They're well and truly competitive in this game. But Deloraine really just looking a class above at the moment, Rob.
Yeah, they are. And the tough thing, I think, for Scottsdale is that they just broke down going inside 50, didn't they? They didn't really look like they threatened that turn. So we'll see what the second half holds for them.
So you can hear them jogging in on our FX mic into their rooms just below us here at half time. Goal kickers, Rob.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking here. I've only got 5. So you see who I've missed. Double check. I've got singles for Rickards, Jalen Chilcott, Will Richards, Oliver Neat, and Tyler Killick.
I reckon it's Joe Griffin. Yep.
Sorry, Joe Griffin's there. That's the 6. And for Scottsdale, Bradley Wish, Wilson, Warwick Hall, George Davies, and Jordan Harper.
Half time stats, Dave Gruber.
Head out's pretty even. Scottsdale 21 to Deloraine's 20. Clearances, Deloraine 21, Scottsdale have 14. Inside 50s, Deloraine have gone in 30 times to Scottsdale's 15. It was 14-7 that quarter. Marks inside 50, 7 for Deloraine and 4 for Scottsdale. Intercept marks, 11 for Deloraine and 6 for Scottsdale. And free kicks also pretty even, 17 Deloraine, 18 Scottsdale.
Okay, so that's the half-time stats for Mr. Dave Gruber at half-time. We're going to take a short break here at half-time at Deloraine. And when we come back, we'll be joined by the president of the Deloraine Footy Club, Mr. Anthony Clayton. Today's half-time break is brought to you by Brew Coffee Hut. Get a cappuccino or a hot drink from Brew Coffee Hut. You can see them at footy grounds around northern Tasmania. Okay, so at half-time, repeating that score, Rob, you got it there?
Yep, 6-9, 45 Deloraine, Scottsdale 4-4, 28.
Back in a moment.
Sits there for Blackway. Shot on goal. Another one to the Roos. I didn't see the player that kicked that.
I think they're all congratulating.
Up, heads back inboard. Rattray drops what he should have taken. Spins, caught. I reckon they'll be holding the ball, and it is.
I think it's Young. Is it Young? Oh, it's advantage paid.
Paid advantage, and that's a goal.
And
Deloraine bring it back in. Deloraine player all by himself in Jalen Chilcott. Certainly within scoring range or so, but it's certainly been leaking goals since then. Jalen Chilcott, shot on goal, wobbly old kick, not going to get the trip, belted through. Not his best work there, Jalen Chilcott, if he wouldn't have had his time.
Jamison Nunn, the left foot, kicks up the wing. Big fly. Gee, that was nearly a huge mark taken there by Last. Off the pack.
Got a runner. Opportunity here for the Roos. Edging towards goal. And a beautiful mark taken by Tyler Killick. He certainly shows.
Handball to Milburn. Might get it back to Griffin. Milburn goes himself. Not a bad shot on goal by the coach. Crowd got excited. Just the 5 inside 50s. That's a lovely pass. And it's the chest there of his teammate. Over the back, the impressive Rattray. What's he going to do this time? He's caught with it. He's caught holding the ball once again. I think he's saying, I got a little handball. Big one right on half time, Rob. So just gets that bit of separation. So it's 6-9, 45 at half time to 4-4, 28. So the margin out to 17 points. Big difference there between 11 and 17, but still.
3117, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive you. Yes.
Deloraine, they haven't had it all their own way. 6-9, 45 to 4-4, 28. It's a great pleasure to introduce the president of the Deloraine Footy Club here this afternoon. He's a busy man. He's given us some time. And that's Anthony Clayton. G'day, Anthony.
Hey, good to be with you, boys.
No worries, mate. How do you see the game at half time?
I'd say a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Been running around trying to cook a
stuff.
lamb for the night and mucking around here.
Yeah.
And I just come in here and you give the score, and that was the first time I've actually heard
There you
it.
go.
We actually saw you down there on the sidelines,
Yeah.
mate. I reckon you're fit, but you'd have about 20,000 steps up with everything you've been doing.
Yeah, I've had a fair bit to do. I've had to take up some coffee and pasties to my interchange man and get some power up in the box because the fridge had gone off. When the power went off, it tripped out the meter board. But,
Okay. I'm glad our power didn't go off. That's good.
That's exactly right.
Mate, that's the thing about match day, isn't it? There's so many volunteers in so many different roles, isn't there?
Lots of them, and it's hard to fill all the holes on a Saturday at the home game. I was just talking to Cameron Moore when he was president of Scottsdale. He said it was just as easy to do it yourself as go and find someone that could. But yeah, no, we've got a lot of people in the kitchen today, and a lot of other stuff going on for tonight's function of the last meeting standing. It's our biggest fundraiser. So
Well, it's terrific because we were actually talking before about the importance of volunteers in any footy. But, you know, we've had some big changes in the league this year. And, you know, we're like you. We like to be positive. People find it easy to throw stones at different clubs at different times. But one of the simplest things you can do if you think you've got a better idea, come and help. Come and help out.
One of the things I like to say is, well, I already know what the problems are. Give me solutions.
Yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, last week, Scottsdale got belted by 300 points, and after that first round, Peter Gutwin rang me and he said, "What did you learn after you played North?" I said, "With 90 points behind South Launceston and 200 behind North. That's what I know."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the other three clubs were reasonably close and going all right. We were pretty good against South last week.
Yes,
they cracked
yes.
in all day and. Going all right today. So, from a football point of view, I'd like today to be probably a little bit closer and us just get over the line because at the end of the day, don't want to thump Scottsdale. But things will even itself out in time, I'm sure.
Mate, your own relationship with the Deloraine Footy Club, where does that stem back to? When did you first come down here?
I come from Red Hills Mini League back in the day, straight into Deloraine Seniors and played in the Premiership side in 1979 at 15.
Wow.
Then went in and had, I played in 1980, 81, 82, 83 at City South in there when Tony Pickett first came back from Carlton coaching in there. Phil Moyer first went to South Melbourne and then that fell over and they become, we joined NTFA in 84, didn't we? So 85, it was still City South, 86. They amalgamated with East Launceston, I think, and then a few city boys come out here. Then we had, back in the day, we had Rodney Thomas and Richard Wells and Lester Rainbow and Stephen Proctor and Andrew Claxton and myself. I was already here. And
Ian Donachie was here?
and Donachie coached in the first year when we first went into NTFA.
I remember him kicking a big lot of goals one year.
It's on the board in,
the
next room there, 23 goals against Georgetown. It was an Australian record that day. I can remember because the funny thing was I played the centre half forward the first half of the first quarter and Donk was in the back line and then for 3.5 quarters proceeded to kick 23 goals. But I'm sure everyone from Georgetown won't forget that day.
Back to your 79.
quick. You soon got belted around and a broken nose or a thick ear or something back in the day, but they were the good old days.
Well, I did see the photo of you down there, a very young looking, I didn't know you were 15, a very young looking player. But that's exactly what that league was like back in those days. I am a little bit younger than you, and I was playing mini league, and I do remember Deloraine in the Geelong sort of strip back then.
Yes.
She was a tough league, all right.
Yeah, we had a guy called Gamer Williams coach back then. He played a bit at Longford, coached over there too. Fuzz Williams at Longford's his brother. Played a lot, and he was a hard bugger. I remember here one night we were training, and he said, "What's that? That's not a tackle, you know." And he threw me on the ground. When he got up, he trod on my hands. He said, "That's how you bloody tackle, boy." And you don't forget that stuff, you know. I remember my first game, and senior game was down at Scottsdale. Danny Hall gave it to me, and he said, "Welcome, son."
Well, So you played that early 80s where the NTFA was absolutely flying. I mean, the big grand finals and North Launceston, Scottsdale, Peter Daniel, you know, all that sort of era. Yeah. So exciting time to play footy.
I was, played a few combined games too back in the day, and I remember leading out to Doug Barwick one night there at combined training, and the bloody thing was coming at me that hard, it hit me on the chest, and it bruised my chest. I had a bruise on my chest for 2 days, you know. But luckily I didn't play much against Doug. But you had back in them days, you had the Bull Ramus and the Jamie Dennises and the Todd Spearmans of the world, and the what's that big bugger they played the Launceston.
Who was your toughest opponent?
Tony Brand.
Who was your toughest opponent back then?
Oh, Spiro. I played with Spiro a lot. He was
Todd Spearman for our younger listeners.
He was a good player. North had a lot of good players back then.
Yeah. Fast forward to the present day. What motivated you to get involved with the club now at president's level and on the committee?
This year or in the past?
In general,
Look, I left here, played a few games and went up and coached Mole Creek when they were going all right, and then ended up 4 years at Sheffield and played in the Premiership up there. And ended up coming back here and I ended up being president. This is my 3rd go now.
Right.
But this year in particular, no one really wanted to do it, and someone had to do it, so otherwise, people say, "Oh, well, you're playing, well, we shouldn't have went up a league, and I keep saying, listen, you're in the same position as you've always been. You've always played against South and Longford and North Scottsdale.
Yeah.
It's just that North and Launceston have come in, and it's made it a bit harder. And it's not North and Launceston's fault that they're in the position they're in. I mean, they had no choice either. Yeah. And people are going to say, well, why don't we drop out? Well, if we drop out here, they're going to fill up. No one at the lower levels is going to say, put your hand up and go and play North,
So it's credit to your players that have said, we're sticking around, we're going to have a good crack at this. And you've got some really good young players there.
We have, but we've only got about 18 of them.
Right, okay.
We need another 20. But, look, at the end of the day, there's really only probably a couple in the under 18s and maybe 1 or 2 in the seconds. You could do without the injuries, but everybody has that sort of thing going on at this time of the year, and it's going to get worse. It's probably not going to get any better as the season progresses.
The club off the field, financially and everything, going pretty well?
Yeah, okay, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. Thursday night there was a good vibe in the club when we had teas, and the girls are up and about, and they're going all right, and they're certainly creating a bit of interest. So as long as the boys are competitive, that's all I ask, because you don't need any ability to have a go and tackle and chase. You don't need any ability to do that.
That's right. And the other challenge for you, and you touched on it with your own background coming from Red Hills, for a lot of our younger listeners, and I remember driving out through here with my son when he was young. You go through Hagley, Elizabethtown, Red Hills, Chudley, Meander, all those places all had teams.
Yes, they did.
Now they don't, and that makes it really hard for a Deloraine who might have picked some of those guys up. What can you do to deal with that? Because obviously those towns have shrunk. There's more sport options for young people.
It's a problem. We had 4 under 18s didn't turn up. Just didn't turn up. And that's disappointing. Really disappointing. Actually, it angered me something terrible, but. At the end of the day, I think we get these new facilities. I think that's the secret. Get the new facilities, and we've got up-to-date facilities, and our change rooms and everything's up-to-date, and we've got good spas and hot tubs, and it's all about getting the community involved. It's a big farming area, this. And Scottsdale the same. They've got a big farming area down there, and Bridport down the road, so there's a lot of in and out. We're lucky that the 6 presidents, we all get on pretty well.
Yep.
North have bending over, and my assistant, Scotty Stevens, have bending over backwards to do what they can. And, and everything's pretty good as far as that's concerned.
Now, the new developments, we stay out here at the old race course there, so what's planned?
At this stage, it'd be a single building over there, built up out of the flood level, so that our club rooms will be up. For the listeners, we're sitting up in a small box that used to be the old scoreboard in the grandstand, and the club rooms are down underneath. So because there's 2 doors into our club rooms, we'll try to convert them into state-of-the-art change rooms for the boys, and then the club rooms and everything will be over there out of the flood level. We don't really have any dyed-in-the-wall plans yet with the council, but we've got the money at least.
That's good. The players are back on the ground, so just finally, what are you looking at getting out from the rest of the season? So we're about nearly getting towards the halfway point. What would you like to see happen to the Deloraine Footy Club at the end of the season? What are your goals?
I'd like to get no more injuries.
Yes.
And just keep progressing the way we're progressing. Before China come, or Nick Wilburn for those listening, come along, he was in Western Australia holidaying and whatnot, and we didn't get him to after Christmas. But the 2 boys, the captains that were driving this, I said to him, all that we've got to do is make sure the fitness level is through the roof and increase the skill level.
Yep.
And if we can keep doing that, so that it's not so quite hard on it, and all they've got to do is keep cracking in.
That's right.
That's all you can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose next time you play North Launceston, you'll be looking to see, if you made strides, to try and get a little bit closer.
Like to, yeah. Like to get against them with a good few out and a full bench. But when you play Launceston North, look. I've played 300 games of footy in this state at various levels, and they're as good as a football team I've ever seen.
They move the ball beautifully, don't they? Yeah. Now, Anthony, the team's back in the ground, so we'll have to get ready for the second half. So, thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio, and we look at coming out here a couple of more times this year.
Welcome.
We really appreciate your hospitality.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony Clayton there joining us at half time. We've now got Tony, who's been down on the boundary, or he's been in the change rooms. What do you got, Tony?
I have. I've been right under you guys, actually, in the Deloraine rooms. When the teams went in, Nick Milburn addressed him for a few minutes. He was really pleased with that quarter. He wants them to keep the pressure on. He said the main reason that they went so well that quarter as opposed to the first quarter was they did a lot of the little things much better than what they were. That includes applying pressure, not letting people get away from you, tackling. What he wants them to do this quarter is just to try and break the game open, play their style of football, not reactive like they did in the first quarter. Keep the hammer down. This is the third quarter. He said basically you played 1 quarter, you still got 2 to go. Do it properly. He wants them to control the ball a bit more and apply more pressure both with just the tackles and being close to their man when they're in possession.
Tony, any injury concerns at half time? It looks pretty clear bill of health.
Pretty clear. A couple of guys came off. Criswell came off with a blood nose at one stage through that quarter, but everything else is okay. The game's just started, so I'll go away.
Thanks, Tony. Here's Rob South for City Park Radio Sport.
Well, Scottsdale need a couple of quick goals, and they've got the first takeaway, so we'll see what this quarter brings for them. Lots of bodies around the footy. Just doesn't quite sit. It was Burr fishing for a free kick. He was grabbed, but he certainly put some mustard on that one. Goes up, taken out of the air by Singline. Smother. Singline butters up, tries to get his hands on it again. Umpire's found a free kick, and it's going Scottsdale's way. So this might be the start that they want. Quick passing board. Beautifully taken out of the air on that occasion by George Davies. Kicked the first goal for the Pies, and he's taken that one beautifully out in front of him.
This is the one they need, Rob.
Yeah, they do. Just to arrest that momentum. Goalless in the second term, the Magpies. So they need to capitalise. He's going to strike this from about 45 when he lets it go. Hits it nicely. And that's gone straight over the big freeze beanie of the umpire. And that's just the start they wanted. So Scottsdale move on to 5 goals for 34. And they trail Deloraine 6-9-45, Dave Moore.
Yeah, so rinse and repeat from the first quarter, Rob. It was George Davies who got the first goal of the game. He's a well-built young lad in the orange boots there. And he took a nice grab there and converted. A lovely rainbow in the background. There's a distant shower falls in the Meander Valley. Umpire Steve Tregurtha as the footy. We're starting to get a bit of fogging up in here, boys. Stop breathing.
If things go quiet, you'll know that's what's happened.
That's what's happened. Singline battles hard there for Scottsdale. Can't win it out. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Coming up next on City Park Radio's Reeling in the Years at 5 o'clock. Stay tuned after our broadcast. Richards gets a handball away. Rickard, long over the top here, looking for Oliver Neat. Handball, give and go by Neat. Little fumble now. He didn't get the very good handball back to him. Scottsdale player there in Gladwin. Scrubs it forward. Still a chance here now for Deloraine. Rickard might have been held without it. Played for the free kick. Play on, says the umpire. Possibly good umpiring there, Rob.
Yeah, it was. You just get the feeling, though, Scottsdale have come out with a little bit more purpose, Dave. I've just been watching their energy, contest to contest. So, good umpiring. Boundary throw in.
Singline front position, wins the tap. Tries to get it to Deegan Young. Taken away by Rickard. Impressive on baller. Touches the ball on the spongy turf. Over the top here, looking for the impressive Killick. He's got it. He gets to 48. Tyler Killick centres the footy. Oh, over the back. Milburn snap goal. Easy as you like, Nick Milburn, the veteran, the coach. So moved the footy beautifully. The engine room there. Rickard involved Killick, who could have blazed away a goal, Rob, but he just lowered the eyes, centred the footy, and slipped through to Nick Milburn, and he didn't make any mistake.
Yeah, and that shows the class of Killick too, because you're right. I mean, most players would have let fly from there, but Killick just was looking further afield and set that one up beautifully. So a quick answer there from Deloraine. Just taking that little bit of air out of the Scottsdale momentum, that's for sure. But plenty to play out. They've got plenty of time, Scottsdale, so we'll see what they've got up their sleeve. Ground's bathed in sunshine.
Beautiful,
at the moment.
Love that winter sunshine. Can't beat it.
Bucks do battle. Big punch away here by Bloomfield. It flew high. Handball a bit too heavy. Goes through the hands of the Deloraine player. It's okay. Back to Bloomfield. Heads out towards, that'll go inside 50, but boundary line might win out in front of Killick. He's under pressure there from the Scottsdale defence, and it's Rattray, I think it might have been Creswell on that occasion, and boundary line wins out. So we're boundary throwing just in front of the light tower, just right on the fringe of the Deloraine 50. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Dave Gruber and Tony Webb here at City Park Radio, bringing you our first game from the Deloraine football ground. Ball heads back inboard. Deloraine well set up across the back. Oh, a little bit heavy, but it's going to be okay. Taken there by Byrne. By hand, or overdoes it. Comes back though, that's going to be okay. Gathered there by Griffin, I should say. Ball bobbles around, Scottsdale clean it up across the back. High speculatory kick. And that's fallen into the arms of a Deloraine player who's just marked just outside 50. Ball set up behind the ball was Layden Bloomfield. Pumps it inboard. Mark taken, Mark juggled and taken. That was Rowan Monson. Moved out quickly. Burke. Round the near side. Good strong mark taken there. Nice ball movement from Scottsdale. That was Julian Rattray. Goes round the boundary line as well. Scottsdale player had front position and surrendered it. That was Davies, and there was a really good mark taken inboard there. Moved on quickly. William Richards changes the angle. Liam Taylor has a run. Got options in front of him. Beautifully weighted kick, Liam Taylor, and that's marked there by Ryan Byrne, the vice-captain. Byrne looks back inboard, changes his mind. Scottsdale have had time to get back and fill up the space. Chips it wide. Mark taken just on the boundary line there. Just on the wing position. Ooh, that's not his best work. Towed off the ground there by the Scottsdale player. Opportunity here. Got to pick it up. Knocked off the footy. Good strength there. Chilcott. Kai. Goes wide and finds Josh Cameron. Cameron moves it on quickly. It's Killick. And just measures his options, Killick, before he gets rid of it. Nice chipping pass there. And good strong mark. Taken inside 50 on that occasion by Lucas Bakes. As Dave Moore and I were saying earlier, he's really impressive, Killick. He just seems to be reading the game well. A player we talked about with a Deloraine background, but played a bit in the Essendon Districts League. Certainly a way there to upskill yourself, that's for sure. Highly credentialed league in Victoria. Bakes moves in, strikes it nicely. Gets a bit under it though, I think. It's not going to get the trip. Scottsdale defender drops what he should have marked. I think that was Creswell. Ball comes out. Goes back only as far as Blacklow. Offline and one behind. So Deloraine move on to 7:10:52. Scottsdale 5:4:34. Here at the Country Oval, Dave Gruber, what have we got time clock-wise?
We've just ticked over 7 minutes.
Got a few stats for us there, Dave, quickly this quarter.
Deloraine have been inside 54 times to Scottsdale's 1. Clearances Deloraine 3 this quarter, Scottsdale 2.
Scottsdale have certainly lifted their work rate a little around the clearance, where Deloraine certainly got hold of them in that second term. They did come out with a little bit more energy, the Magpies. The challenge is just maintaining it. That's the thing. But a lot of green shoots for them, and this guy's one of them, Jacob Singline. Moves the ball on quickly, but all Deloraine at the back, and that's a strong mark taken there by Jaden Last. He moves it on quickly, does Last. Finds Killick. Killick's had a busy start to the term. Killick, by foot, finds Lucas Bakes. Had that shot on goal a moment ago, Bakes. He's on the burn. You've got loose players everywhere here. Kai Chilcott, beautifully tackled. Ball spills, umpire says play on. High ball there sent back from Gladwin. Boundary line wins out on this occasion. Be a boundary throw in on the wing position.
Tony on the boundary.
Yeah, just a little while ago we had the two oldest players on the field against each other. Josh Nunn, 42, and Nuke Milburn, 41. Combined age 83.
No worries. I just noticed Joe Krushka walking into the change rooms there.
Yeah, I'll go check that out.
The captain of Scottsdale. We'll keep an eye on that one. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Tony. This is, from the boundary throw in. Singline tries to take it with him. Comes out now to Deegan Young. He kicked half forward. Harper's there. Getting in the way there is Caleb Atkins. Atkins switches the footy nicely. Beautiful kick to Liam Taylor, who's off and running. Poor kick though. Falls straight to his opponent there in Jack Burke. He gets the kick away. Wish Wilson. Low kick to half forward. Joel Hayes leads out and takes a good mark. Releases the footy. Up towards the goal squares. Josh Nunn. Bounce not great for him. Loose footy. Who can win it? They do well, the Deloraine defence. And they work it out now to Kai Chilcott. Now to Bloomfield. It's ages to decide what to do with it. Gets it back to Chilcott. Off the left foot. It's a nice little kick there towards Jet Chilcott. Back to Kai Chilcott. Third involvement in that passage of play. Lucas Bakes leads out and takes the mark. High, very heavily strapped there, Lucas Bakes. Up towards half forward. Off hands. Singline. Handball. Over there looking for Tyson. And it spills out of bounds. Score, Rob?
We've got 7:10:52. Deloraine 5:4:34 Scottsdale.
Okay, just in case you're wondering why I'm asking Rob, we can't see the scoreboard here, so we've got the lads either side of me keeping score.
Using the old pen and paper method
That's
today,
it.
Dave. And
That's
Dave
it.
Gruber with his eagle eye on the electronic scoreboard.
Yes, indeed. And ball comes out. It's Kai Chilcott again. Don't influence your votes, Rob, but he's had a fair bit of it. Ball now at half forward for Deloraine. Kick towards goals, pretty good. And that looks like Oscar Johnson. I think it slotted that one through the number 35. Nice finish. And a handy goal there for Deloraine. He's got his nose taped. I'm pretty sure that was Oscar Johnson. Running towards the boundary line now. So, a good handy goal there to Deloraine, Rob.
Yeah, and just weight of numbers and pressure, which they do really, really well, Deloraine, going forward. They're still learning the Scottsdale defence, still learning their craft, and the only way you learn is to get some games into you. There's some young talent back there. Creswell, I like the look of him. I like the look of Rattray. So
yeah, he's been really good. He's made some blues, but gee, he's a good pair of hands. He's willing to take risks, and that's what you want to see in a young player.
You want him to stick at it. Ball back in the middle. It's going to be held up, I reckon. It dribbles out. It's going to be okay. Young. He's found a free kick. Played advantage. Driven forward there by Blacklow. Kicks to a contest. Milburn underneath it. Couldn't quite grab it. Umpire says that'll be mine. So another inside 50 there for the Kangaroos of Deloraine.
This quarter groups, inside 50s.
6-3.
Thank you.
Ball comes off hands there. Shot on goal. Good strength. That's great strength. Shepherded through. Looked like Lucas Bates.
I don't know, Rob. I've got my eye on him. I think it's Kai Chilcott, who's had a huge quarter.
I'll back you. You've got the
Yeah,
binoculars.
I've got the binoculars, yeah. He ran up the bank after he kicked it. That could be goal of the week nominee, that one from Kai Chilcott, right on the boundary line. Kicking to the highway end of the ground, and did it beautifully. We're starting to pile them on now, Rob. Score check.
Yeah, 1964 to 5-4-34. 5 goals of difference.
Tony on the boundary.
Yeah, Joe Crusher went off a little while ago. He's gone into the rooms. He wasn't limping, but apparently he's a little bit tinned around the groin area. Just a little bit of treatment. We'll be back out soon.
Thank you, Tony. Key player there is Joe Krushka. Played some early footy down there at Launceston Footy Club. So 3 goals, 1 to 1 goal straight in this quarter.
Nearing 13 minutes.
Thanks, groups. Singline wins a tap beautifully. Connects up there with Tyson. Kicks towards half forward. Joel Hayes can't quite take the footy. They get away here now through Rickard. Shrugs the tackle. Kicks to the wing. 1-on-1 contest. Nice little push there on the side of his opponent there by Jamison Nunn. He kicks up towards half forward. But dropping back nicely is Caleb Atkins. To Blacklow. Heavily disguised as Bloomfield. Leighton Bloomfield. Kick to a long lead coming from half forward. And that lead's honoured by Lucas Bakes. Bakes plays on now. Gets round to the man on the mark. Kicks inside 50, looking for Milburn. Rises. Can't take the second grab. He's got the footy. Confronted by Rattray. Another snap on goal. This one's offline from deep in the pocket. So one behind there to Deloraine. So we've now got 9-11-65 to 5-4-34.
I'll tell you the other thing I'd look at doing if I'm Ricky Dolliver, and I'm throwing the magnets around trying to do some things here. I'd look at either putting Creswell or Rattray into the forward line because they're breaking down up here. I mean, Nunn and Burr are strong sort of types. You get someone with a bit of height up there as well. I mean, they do get that a little bit through Hall.
There's an opportunity now for Lachlan Gladwin. Open goal square. Off to the right. An opportunity missed there for Scottsdale. They kicked 1 goal 1 now this quarter. 5-5-35 to 9-11-65.
Just got to throw the magnets around and try some different things. I think teach these young players. Anyway, they're away. I've put my magnet board away. Leighton Bloomfield's got a teammate. And he picks him out beautifully there in Ben Blacklow. Blacklow loads it up. He's looking further afield. It's all Scottsdale at the back though. And that's a strong mark taken back there by Nunn. Nunn sends it. Good leg on that. All Deloraine at the back though. They got all day last. Loads up that beautiful left foot. Can't hit a target though. Looks a fortune though. It sits all right for Byrne. Moving the ball up at wing beautifully. Kai Chilcott. As Dave Moore said, he's been in everything. Oh, Deloraine player dropped what he should have taken. I think that was Jalen Chilcott. Probably done that before in the backyard. Scottsdale trying to clear the area. Just relentless pressure there from the Roos. Around the footy. All bobbling around. Umpire says that's mine. Just inside the 50. The thing I'm impressed with Deloraine, Dave, is that just their pressure around the footy when the ball gets held up.
Yep.
Working really, really hard.
From the ball up. Chance there for Deloraine players. Tackled heavily, holding the ball, says the umpire. That was Blacklow tackled on that occasion. Free kick from deep in defence. William Burr kicks up the wing. Over the back. Taken away here by Rickard. Nice pass. Spots up Tatnall. Tatnall handballs it back to Rickard. 55 out. Kick to an open goal square. Brad Rickard kicks the goal for Deloraine. That's his second, part of that powerful midfield that's starting to get on top now for Deloraine. And backed himself there, long shot on goal, saw the open goal square. And it's starting to break here, Rob. It's a bit of a worrying signs now for Scottsdale.
Yeah, it is. And you know, if you're Ricky Dolliver, you're not going to want this to get away like this for you. They've certainly hung in there for a half a footy and played really well in that first quarter, but this is what happens when you start to run out of steam and more highly skilled side starts to get on top. So I'd be throwing my best players in the middle if I was Coach Dolliver, and I'd be looking to stem the bleeding.
So they're a bit hamstrung with that, with the absence at the moment of Krushko, who's usually one of their key midfielders. Farrell up there against Bloomfield, who won the tap. Out it comes to Joel Hayes. Kicks long here, looking for Nunn, who's got the front position. Oh! Wind back the clock, Josh Nunn. Oh, did it beautifully. Up against his opponent there in Brad Croden. And just got cleared out the drop zone there of the footy. Took a great mark. And only 15 metres out, directly in front. Should answer that goal from Deloraine. And Josh Nunn makes no mistake. The veteran kicks his first. And that's the answering goal there for Scottsdale. That's their sixth. They move on now to 6-5-41. Trailing Deloraine 10-11-71. 5-goal margin. Rob Soward.
Yeah, great bit of play there. And you can see what happens. You get that quick takeaway, as they did on that occasion. And Nunn had front position. Really nice mark he took and then converted. So certainly the opportunity's there if they can win the ball out of the middle. But as you said, the loss of Krushka certainly hamstrings them a little there. But I'm Coach Dolliver. I'm rotating some different guys through the middle. I'm giving them some looks at it and just trying to change things up a bit. Ball back in the middle. Deloraine come away with it. Oh, beautiful balk there from Tatnell. Sold some candy. Found a teammate who goes back, and that's Griffin. Griffin moves it on. A lot of Scottsdale jerseys around the footy. Ball sits though. Not quite for Byrne. He bobbled around there. I thought he was going to come away with it. Ryan Byrne. He's had a good game. He's been in everything. Been busy this quarter. The vice captain. Talked about strong links in the area back to David Byrne, the Longford Footy Club. Ball bobbles around there. They're trying to find something here. Deloraine. Scottsdale got the numbers at the back. Quick kick forward. Deloraine got the outnumber. Held his strength there. Ground there did Singline. Good strength. Umpire says that's mine almost, but not quite back in the centre circles.
That's so good to see dry weather footy now. We've got some slightly muddy patches. Not too bad on the ground, but it's really dried out here now. It's an entertaining game of footy. Ryan Byrne releases the handball. Gets it now to Richards. His kick semi-smothered. They dive in at half forward. And the ball emerges, but it's going to be a ball up. Today's umpires, Duncan Hill, Hayden Shepherd and Steve Tregurtha. So this quarter, 4 goals, 2 to Deloraine, 2 goals, 1 to Scottsdale. Ball spills out. Attempted kick there by Joe Griffin. Couldn't get contact. It's a bit scrappy. Out it comes now. Opportunity for the Kangaroos. They switch it. Nice mark taken by Chilcott. Takes off straight away underneath the rainbow on the far side. And beautiful pass to Milburn, who also winds back the clock with a strong overhead mark. He's probably too far out for the old legs, you'd think. Centres it up. Oh, he's got a player all by himself. 30 out directly in front. Ricky Dolliver would not be happy with that. And this is a gilt-edged chance here for another goal for the Kangaroos. As turning around to deliver is Jalen Chilcott.
I was just watching Ricky Dolliver. He's much calmer than I'd be down there.
Yeah, you just can't let a player get that much latitude inside your attacking 50, or your defensive 50 for Scottsdale. Jalen Chilcott kicking to the highway end. Umpire works, but it's a goal. That's his second today for Jalen Chilcott. And good footy there from the Kangaroos. That's their 5th for the quarter. So they're out now to 11-11-77 to 6-5-41. Rob Soward.
Yeah, it's getting away a bit from the Pies here at the moment, and losing Krushka doesn't help things. But
they're getting smashed around the clearances. Scrooge, I don't know if you got the clearance numbers there.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Eight. This quarter, Deloraine have 8 to Scottsdale 6. Deloraine have added inside 50 10 times to Scottsdale 7.
Yeah, I just feel like the quality clearances though.
Yeah.
You got Rickard, Chilcott, Byrne, these sorts of guys.
Yeah, they're just setting it up beautifully, and then they've got guys like Killick that's creating some damage as well by foot. Ball comes away there inside 50. Deloraine player flew early, thought he might have infringed. Umpire says no.
Tripped.
Another inside 50, and it's a mark.
I think it was tripped, Rob. He got up and he got legged.
Just looking, waiting for him to turn around. It's Lucas Bakes. Had a shot on goal there before that didn't quite get the trip. Lucas Bakes Certainly much more makeable now, you'd think. He's within his range. Slight angle. Right, we're actually sitting right behind him as he moves in. Moves in nicely. That was never ever going to be a goal. Swung off to the left. So Bakes adding to the tally. 11 goals, 12, 78 to 6-5-41. So it's getting away a bit from the Pies at the moment.
Kick comes out here in the Farrell direction. He can't quite take it. But there was some contact there in the rucking contest. It's going to come back to Scottsdale. And we'll go to, Daniel Wiggins, number 27, beg your pardon. He's got the footy. Now the player there involved in that free kick is not getting up in a hurry. It might be Ben Atkins, the number 5. Get down to Tony just while we've got a break in play. Tony.
Yeah, Rattway's just come back on the ground. He's limping a fair bit. He's going for the ball right now, but he's been taped up around the left leg and he's limping again.
Just keep an eye on, I think it's young Atkins who's just come over the boundary line, Tony. We'll get a report from you in a moment on him. It's Ben Atkins, I think. Just got a glimpse of the number 5, I believe. But we'll confirm that. There's a tackle there from Tyson. Throw, so good tackle rewarded there. Elliot Tyson, he's been busy today. So young Rattray has moved in the forward line, Rob, as you suggested. William Burr's got it. Tries to find Singline, who leads up and takes a mark. Singline has a player further afield in Wish Wilson. Vice captain Brad Wish Wilson. Kicks it here towards Davies, but over the back is Jaden Last, who's taken a lot of intercept marks today. The last man in defence. Hope you like that one, Rob, as it comes out here to Ryan Byrne. Take over now before I get too carried away.
You're absolutely on fire, Dave Moore. I've just put my asbestos jumper on. Ball goes back inboard there, taken there on that occasion by William Richards. Richards moves it quickly. Deloraine have got players out here everywhere. Oliver Neat, goal scorer early. Finds a teammate, Blacklow. Blacklow slows things down. Scottsdale filling up the space. It's okay though. They found a player there in space in William Richards, who's featured twice in that chain.
I believe I may have got the ID wrong on that player, so when we get a moment, Tony will have an update. And it could be a big blow for the Kangaroos. Get back to that.
Richards likes his chances here. He's going to let this one go from inside 50. You can just sort of see the chalk marks on the ground. William Richards approaches. Nice approach. He's going to swing a bit to the left. He's going to need to swing back. Off hands and through from behind. So that'll take it on to 11-13. 79 to 6-5-41.
Tony, I believe that was Brad Rickard who got injured.
It was, yeah, he just came by. He spent a fair bit of time on the ground up there when he first went off, but he was holding his right arm. It sort of looks like there might be a dislocation there or a break. I'm not sure, but it's not looking good.
Milburn's taken the mark, about 20 out right on the boundary line. Yeah, I saw Josh Rickard, his brother earlier, Rob, who was some sort of leg injury down below us. Milburn centres it up here, looking for Richards, can't take the mark. Chance for the Pies to work it out in defence. A lot of Scottsdale players around the contest. Spits out. Eventually we'll get that stoppage. Yeah, I mean, we spoke there to Anthony Clayton about the number of injuries they've got. I mean, he's one of their prime roos, Brad Rickard.
Yeah, it leaves a big hole in your side, doesn't it?
Let's hope for the best there. So we're going to get another stoppage. In fact, it's holding the ball against the Deloraine player. So free kick here to Isaiah Burr, who goes wide. Over there looking for Nunn, but getting in the way nicely there was Leighton Bloomfield.
Bloomfield.
That rainbow's grown, Rob.
It is. It looks terrific, doesn't it? Bloomfield pumps that inside 51. 2 bites. Waylon Tatnall, I think that was underneath it. No, sorry, it wasn't Waylon Tatnall. It was Jalen Chilcott. It must have been a touch ball. Umpire says that's mine. Ball up. Grizzle jumped high there for Scottsdale. They're trying to clear the area of the Pies. Surging it forward. Good strength around the contest. Deloraine holds it up. Keeps it inside just on that 50 chalk mark. For those out there of the AFL, bleak day if you're a Tiger. 4 goals, 12. Going down to Sydney, 11 goals, 14 full time there. Thank goodness. Ball comes out. Tyler Killick, haven't called him for a little while. He's started to get busy again. That's holding the ball, I'd suggest.
Good tackling there in defence from Scottsdale. Joel Hayes.
Yeah, he's worked hard, Hayes.
Yep. He's gone down back. I noticed he spent some time up forward earlier. Up here towards Sing line. Nearly takes a good mark. Well done there to Neat, who got in the way. Ball spills out. Thrown out of the contest there by Jet Chilcott. Bakes. Back to Jet Chilcott. Backs himself to Youngster. That's a nice kick. Gee, that is a beautiful kick to the full forward there. Got a feeling that's Jalen Chilcott again. Wait till he turns around. But that was a beautiful kick. It is indeed Jalen Chilcott. He's presented well up forward.
He certainly has. He's thrusting his name forward for some votes.
Rob's votes after the sign for City Park Radio Player of the Year is Jalen Chilcott. His kick might be offline as well. So there's another behind. 5 goals, 5 this quarter. As Rob writes down the score, 11-14-80 to 6-5-41.
28 minutes gone.
Thanks, Groups. Short kick comes out and it's marked there by Daniel Wiggins.
Wiggins. It's a helicopter looking sort of a punt. Singline got rid of his opponent.
He's been good Singline. He's been in the ruck a lot. He's undersized, but gee, he gives it 100%.
Yeah, no, I like that about him. He's got a teammate here and he picks him out. Juggle, 1-2. Davies couldn't hold it. Was pushed, I thought.
So did I.
Might have got a free kick. Umpire says no. Ball in dispute now. Quick kick forward. Not to Nunn's advantage on that occasion, though, and that's last.
Another intercept mark.
Yeah, he does that well last. He goes back there to Brad Croden, the veteran. Croden's got a teammate on the far side there in Caleb Atkins. Atkins, just a little chip. Ooh, not enough on that one. Bounces at the feet of his teammate. Scottsdale trying to get this one out. Deloraine, lots of bodies around the footy. They'll hold it up. Yeah, and again, the delivery, someone like Josh Nunn, he's not going to stand on someone's head and take a screamer. He's a big, strong body, needs it out front of him, and that just wasn't the delivery.
We need the lights on here pretty soon. So the sun is starting to set now in the depths of winter. Beautiful little emergence there from the contest by Deloraine. Into the centre of the ground. There's Dylan Bakes. He can't collect it. Good work, Tyson looking for Hayes. He was spot from behind. Well read there by Liam Taylor. He now pursues the ball to the wing. On the right foot. Up here looking for Milburn. Tests the old hamstrings there. He's got the footy. Gives it to Jalen Chilcott. He's beaten to the ball there by... Nice short blast to the siren, Rob. We like that. And that is 3/4 time here at the Deloraine footy ground. As the sun sets in the distance. Beautiful rainbow. Sun shower in the Meander Valley. And 3/4 time. Time for a break and a hot drink. Get a cappuccino from our sponsor, Brewed Coffee Hut. You can see them at footy grounds all around northern Tasmania. Rob, the goal kickers, and maybe the score first.
Yeah, 11-4 to 11-14-80 Deloraine. Scottsdale 6-5-41. Goal scorers for Deloraine. 2 each to Brad Rickard and Jalen Chilcott. Singles, Kai Chilcott, William Richards, Nick Milburn, Oscar Johnston, Oliver Neat, Tyler Killick, and Joe Griffin. And for Scottsdale, George Davies with 2. Singles to Bradley Wish-Wilson, Warwick Hall, Jordan Harper and Josh Nunn.
Before we get to groups of stats, it's a pretty dejected Brad Rickard out there with the arm in the sling. So I suspect maybe collarbone, maybe shoulder. But yeah, geez, he was having a great game, great season. And that might be the 2 Rickard boys out for a little while now for the Deloraine Kangaroos. As Groups completed his stats, what do you got for his Groups?
Hit-outs to 3/4 time. Deloraine 31, Scottsdale 28. Clearances, Deloraine 32 to Scottsdale 20, and it was 11-6 Deloraine's favour in that third quarter. Inside 50s, 47 for Deloraine, 24 to Scottsdale, 17-9 in the third quarter. Marks inside 50, 13 to Deloraine and 6 to Scottsdale. Intercept marks 17 by Deloraine, 8 from Scottsdale, and free kicks Deloraine 19 and Scottsdale 24.
Connect a few things there. On top in the clearances, on top in the marks inside 50. So they're obviously getting a lot of footy from around the stoppages, and they're delivering it well to their forwards.
Yeah,
Deloraine, that is.
Yeah, that's right, and that's probably the difference. Scottsdale's attacks are much more disjointed, and, you know, again, for a side that's developing as they are, you've probably got to expect that.
Yep.
But Deloraine certainly asserting their dominance on this fixture.
Both teams in their 3/4 time huddles. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll set the scene for the last quarter.
Passing board. Beautifully taken out of the air on that occasion by George Davies. Kicked it about 45 when he lets it go. Hits it nicely. And that's gone straight over the big freeze beanie of the umpire. And that's just the start they wanted. So Scottsdale move on to 5. Boundary throw in.
Sing line front position, wins the tap. Tries to get it to Deegan Young. Taken away by Rickard. Impressive on baller. Touches the ball on the spongy turf. Over the top here, looking for the impressive Killick. He's got it. He gets the 48. Tyler Killick centres the footy. Oh, over the back. Milburn snap goal. Easy as you like, Nick Milburn, the veteran, the coach. So move the foot.
With his eagle eye on the electronic scoreboard.
Yes, indeed. And ball comes out. It's Kai Chilcott again. Don't influence your votes, Rob, but he's had a fair bit of it. Ball now at half forward for Deloraine. Kick towards goals, pretty good. And that looks like Oscar Johnson. I think it slotted that one through the number 35. Nice finish.
6-3.
Thank you.
Ball comes off hands there. Shot on goal. Good strength. That's great strength, shepherded it through. Looked like Lucas Bates.
I don't know, Rob. I've got my eye on him. I think it's Kaichuk. Tatnell handballs it back to Rickard. 55 out. Kicks to an open goal square. Brad Rickard kicks the goal for Deloraine. Been a bit different this year. Crossing over from the TSL groups to the NTFA. Been able to get to some different venues and we've been welcomed really well. I mean, I think that's something is that everyone who sees us really is pleased that we're out here doing this. So that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah. And the canteens have so far been.
We've got to mention the canteens.
We rely on that lunch.
Yeah. It's a bit of a line ball at the moment between Longford and Deloraine. It's sort of got different focuses, but no, it's been terrific. Yeah, I could see Josh Rickard out there. I mentioned before he's on crutches. I don't know what his injury is, but he's another one that Deloraine would love to get back in the side soon. So the two coaches there addressing their teams. They've split from their respective smaller groups into the large group. What do you think is going to happen this quarter, Rob? It could blow out. Deloraine have lost one of their prime movers, but they're looking fitter and they're looking like they're using the ball better.
Yeah, they are, and that's the real fear, that it does blow out. So I guess if I'm Ricky Dolliver, what I'm going to try and do is minimise that, because I guess what I want to try and do is I want to try and build some confidence back with this group and finish off on a good note. I mean, clearly don't think they're going to win the game, but even win the quarter or be competitive in the quarter. You certainly don't want to give up 8 goals, and it's a long trip home when you're trying to reflect back on that.
That's right, and it's certainly they've come out today. They've got a few different players in their team, admittedly, but it's hard to get back from losing by that huge margin last week to Launceston. They've kept their heads up today. They had the best of the first quarter. It's been ground down a bit by probably a more skilled Deloraine side. It's got to be said, but yeah, they wouldn't want to let it go in this last quarter.
No, and you want to try some different things too. Like, you lose nothing by doing that, and I'm just noticing now. Some guys, we'll come back to that.
We'll get down to Tony, yep. Tony, what do you got for us?
Scottsdale want to fight it out. He's told them to keep working, slow it down. He feels they still have a chance if they get the first 2 goals. But it's going to be hard because they're down to 1 on the bench. Jesse Farrell's off, Rattay's off, and Croscher's not coming back. In terms of Rickard, his shoulder popped out. He said it's actually been a little bit dicky for a while. He's back in, but he's got the sling on. He won't be playing any further part in this game.
Thank you very much for that injury update, Tony. Yeah, so down on one bench for Scottsdale. Makes it a bit harder. Of course, Deloraine are down a player as well. Umpire holds the ball off. We're underway in the last quarter on City Park Radio Sport.
Massive punch by Bloomfield. Scottsdale take it away, though, which is good. That was good. Gladwin. Spit it out in a minute. Mark taken there by Wish Wilson. Wish Wilson sends it inside 50. Deloraine have got spares there everywhere who actually run into each other. Ball bobbling around on that far side. Difficult to see at the moment in the low light on the far side of the ground. Deloraine, though, full of running, come away with it. The Roos go back through the middle of the ground, I reckon. The ball's off the side of the boot. Bakes leading the race. Doesn't quite sit for him, though. You want to keep this in, I reckon, here if you're Scottsdale. Oh, dear. That's not the decision. That was Burr. Made a mistake there. Beautiful pick up, Bloomfield. Sends it home. Oh, big mark there, Creswell. Beautiful mark there from the young defender.
Young under-18 player for Scottsdale, Creswell. The fine mark there. He delivers it pretty well too. And I'm impressed with this man, Lachlan Gladwin, today.
He's played a good game.
Kicks here, looking for Burr. It's Isaiah Burr. Bit of a tired effort from Isaiah there a minute or so ago. But he's back on the game now. He's going to kick long. That's his target there. Looks like he kicked it straight down the throat of the Deloraine defender. It's that man again, Jaden Last. I should have got you to keep a track of his intercept marks groups because I reckon he's had about 10.
Yeah, he would have had a few today.
He would indeed, as it's now with Ryan Byrne. Defensive side of the centre square. Spots up a teammate. Gee, that's a nice kick. And finds that forward there in Jalen Chilcott, who's been so impressive today. Moves well. Invited now to play on. Spearing pass here, looking at the coach, Milburn. Getting in the way there is the number 16, Jamison Nunn for Scottsdale.
Nunn. Nice mark there on that occasion. Nice left foot kick too. Deloraine player edges the Scottsdale player under the footy. Umpire says play on. Lots of bodies in there fighting for it. Comes away. That's a good clearing kick on that occasion from Liam Hall. All bouncing around there. And Deloraine defence mopped that one up. Misses the target though. Got time. Nice run. Good tackle. Umpire says holding the ball. So great to see the Magpies just full of effort and running. And that player there was rewarded was Liam Hall. Called him a couple of times in the last minute or two. Doesn't hit the target though. Deloraine got time. Nice kick inboard there. Taken by Killick. Moves it quickly. He's got players out here everywhere. Kai Chilcott on his bike. Kick finds Tatnall. Waylon Tatnall gives it off. Inside 50 should be a Deloraine mark, and it is. They had about 2 or 3 options there. And Bakes, Lucas Bakes. He's, if you're going to be a bit critical, I really like how he goes about it. You're going to be a bit critical. You'll probably say he's wasted a couple of opportunities today as Bakes. But certainly presents himself well. Bit of cramp here from our man Gladwin. He's stretching there in the back foreground of this. We'll wait for Bakes. He moves in just inside 50 when he lets this one go goalwards. Sits it up. Probably not going to get the trip. Scottsdale players run and attack it. Dylan over his head. He's kicked the goal.
Killick.
Oh my goodness. Goal of the week. Well, the sort of thing you do in the primary school playground. Killick's just kicked the ball over his head. What a way to start this last quarter for Deloraine.
We'll just write that one down, Rob, for the goal of the week in Tasmania Premier Leagues. I've got a few written down today.
They move on to 12-14, 86 to 6-5-41. And Tyler Killick, well, what do you say, Dave?
Yeah, that was a brilliant effort. He's just a class player. We said that he's come from suburban footy in Victoria. You don't play footy there at a high level unless you're pretty good. So if he can, as Tony said, if he can play next year with the Kangaroos, there's a recruit. Just get a few more like that. I mean, it's the margin at the moment seems a long way between the Launcestons and North Launcestons. But if you keep your players and you pick up 4 or 5 key recruits, it can narrow very quickly. And I'll give you an example in a minute once the ball's cleared away. But my example was last week, Smithton and Wynyard Drew. Okay, and 2 years ago, Smithton were getting obliterated by 20 goals each game, and Wynyard were nearly premiership favourites.
Yep.
And in 2 years, a bit of recruiting can make all the difference. Back underway. Player slipping over there was Riley Probert. Let's get your ball up.
Well, the other thing is getting a pre-season into some of these guys. I look at guys like Creswell, and I'm just going to pick on Creswell and Rattray. Get them in the weights room and get some pre-season into them and get some meat on them.
Inside 50, bit of a wrestle there. Bit of holding on there. Umpire Steve Jagurtha was right next to that. And it's going to come back here to Daniel Wiggins.
They don't get any shorter, those sort of guys. And you get a bit of meat on them, and all of a sudden, you've got a guy that's 5-10 kilos heavier.
That's right.
And he can hold his position in the contest.
Oh, Simline, probably his first mistake all day. Spills it back to Chilcott. Here's Killick again. Has he got more magic for us? Is he going to unleash a barrel? He's at barrel distance. Players leading left, right and centre. Here he goes. 55 metres. Penetrating kick, falling short. Creswell can't quite take the mark. Second opportunity. Releases the footy. Maybe he should have held on to it there. Because it's an opportunity. Jalen Chilcott can't pick it up. They wrestle on. Umpire lets it go a long time. Finally brings it to a halt.
What my magic wand is Rattray limping off there.
Yes, one of the many injuries that Pies have got at the moment as the ball's kicked out. Get back to your second, Rob, on your point. It's come out here to Singline, who's done a little fumble. He gets it away. Trying to work hard there was Gladwin. There's Singline again. Hasn't given up all day. Hayes sees it over the boundary line. Yes, Rob?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say what I hope happens with these developing sides like a Deloraine, Scottsdale, and to a lesser extent, say, a Longford. I really hope they hang on to their players, get another pre-season into them. They're used to the tempo of the league, build on it and develop rather than look to drop down a division or go somewhere else. That's my hope at building this competition. Ball thrown in, Bloomfield. He's been really good today, as is Gladwin for the Pies. I think he's played a pretty good game, has Lachlan Gladwin. But going back to Bloomfield, his athleticism is just top drawer. And as Anthony Clayton mentioned to us, took a leadership role in some of that pre-season training before Milburn was appointed. So clearly highly regarded. Boundary throw in. Singline and Bloomfield. Sits there nicely. That's a good pick up from Hayes. Goes back out. Ball bobbling. Doesn't quite sit. And another ball up there, you'd think.
Does fear Scottsdale as they tire with the one on the bench are getting to the get it and kick it stage.
Yep.
You know, there's not really attempting to work it out by hand. It's just all about gaining territory. Let's see if I'm on the money there. That's a nice handball there to Hayes, who does kick it straight away up inside attacking 50. Good tackle there, Davies, on his opponent. Now's a chance to Wish Wilson. He might have got one high. Snaps towards goal, Wish Wilson. It might sneak in. No, it's off to the left. Out of bounds on the full. How's the light down there, Tony? It's getting a little bit dark.
It is a bit. The visibility for the players probably isn't too bad at all, actually. And the lights are beginning to have a bit of an effect, especially on the other side of the ground. But yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Thank you, Tony. Yes, the lights are on here at Deloraine. Nice mark, Singline. He goes short and spots up. I think that's Wish Wilson who's taken the mark. And the gloom at the other end. He hasn't stopped trying all day. There's Bradley Wish Wilson. Tired walk back. He's using up his 30 seconds. Umpire wants him to get on with it a little bit. Probably about 40 out. Just left of centre. Kicking to the highway end. A lot of traffic on the Bass Highway this time of night. Wish Wilson tries to get the extra distance. It fades. And it sneaks in for a behind. The first score for the quarter. As Rob will update the score for me. 6-6-42 to 12-14-86. So, this quarter, not a lot of scoring, Rob.
No, not a lot of scoring. Dave Gruber just had a glance at the time clock, I noticed there. What do you got for us, Gruber?
Just ticked over 9 minutes.
Okay.
And slow going. But again, if you're Ricky Dolliver, you're probably not unhappy with that. They wouldn't want to be going on that trip over the sideling on the back end of a 8 or 10 goal last quarter. Boundary throw in, just in front of the light tower, taken out of the air, dropped unfortunately by Singline. With a scramble. Players getting tired, you'd expect. In a hard game, hard physical game. Deloraine got the runners though. A little pass in the direction of Milburn. Gives it off quickly. Ball heading inside 50. Just doesn't quite carry. Bobbling around. Opportunity here.
Tatnall.
Ball heads for home. Tatnall. Waylon Tatnall.
Should have gobbled that one up, Rob. He wasn't under a lot of pressure.
I wouldn't mind betting the parents were Waylon Jennings fans either.
Yes, I like that name, Waylon Tatnall.
Yeah. A little bit more time than he thought, Waylon, on that occasion.
Monson out from fullback for Scottsdale. Nice pass to his fellow youngster there in Creswell. Both those players are with the Scottsdale under-18s. Creswell kicks up the wing. Leading out and taking the mark is Wish Wilson. A lot of the footy today. Kicks long, up here looking for Davies. He's 1-on-2 though. And one of those players in Bloomfield takes the mark. Layden Bloomfield, 45 kick, finds a teammate. It's Blacklow. In fact, it's Chilcott. Kai Chilcott kicks inside 50. Milburn nearly takes the mark. Off hands, here's an opportunity. Ends up here with Jalen Chilcott. He kicks a goal for Deloraine. That's his third. The assist there was from Jet Chilcott. Two Chilcotts combined. And earlier on in the move, it was Jai Chilcott. So a good goal there for Deloraine. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61.
13-14.
92?
92 to 66-42. So,
ask the math teacher.
Yep. Well, geez, I tell you, I won't compete with you two, that's for sure. Great work, Dave Moore. And
so what's that? That's 50 points now.
Yep, real Chilcot adventure on that one.
Absolutely. 3
Chilcots out there. So
AFL, just a check there. The Cats 2-1-13 lead the Suns 1 behind. I think it's a big test for the Suns today. Hostile environment in Melbourne, wet weather. What are they going to produce? Well, let's wait and see.
I hope they get pumped.
So do I. No, I didn't say that. Up here towards Singline, little short kick. Up here towards Hayes, who takes the mark. Joel Hayes was missing from the team last week, back this week. And he's got the mark about 30 out, slightly right of centre. He's sort of pointing in different directions, not sure why, but I'm sure he's going to pass it off surely. Tell you what, by the 30-minute mark, guys, it's going to be hard to see here. As Hayes kicks for goal, Joel Hayes kicks a goal for Scottsdale. And get some cheers and hooting of horns there from the Scottsdale supporters. And they're now 7-6-48 to 13-14-92. It's their first goal of the last quarter. First goal for Joel Hayes.
Always makes me, it's well deserved from Hayes. I think he's worked really hard. He's been a four-quarter player. He's done some stuff at both ends. He was in the middle there briefly. What I do notice now is that it gets gloomy. Cars putting their lights on. So always a trap for the young player. I'll be expecting to see the RAC out here later on after the game, I'm sure, when we're packing.
Depends how old your car is. Modern day ones seem to be able to leave them on for days and it still doesn't matter.
Anyway, but yeah, well-deserved goal there for Scottsdale. And again, if you're Ricky Dolliver, you want him to fight this out. You want him to hang tough.
Jesse Farrell in the ruck there. Spills out. Taken by Richards. Kick to half forward. Off the back of the contest there. Clearing it as Isaiah Burr. Gee, nearly a good one-header mark there to Deloraine. A lot of players around the footy. Tackle away there. I think that Deloraine player had more time than he really thought. And he gets tackled. And the free kick goes the way of Tyson. Chance to build here for Scottsdale. Tyson inside 50. It's cut off. And a mark taken there at halfback. Off they go. Taken here for Deloraine by Griffin. Kicks to the centre of the ground. Didn't really measure that kick very well. Jamison Nunn with the handball. Back to Jamison Nunn. He's caught, but he gets a handball away here to Jordan Harper. Gets it to Wish Wilson. Good little patch here from Scottsdale. Wish Wilson inside 50. Looking for Hayes. Spills over the back. Close to the boundary line. Still in play. They work it out pretty well, the Deloraine defence. That wasn't a great kick, though. Ends up with Wish Wilson. Can't pick it up. It's getting scrappy. And the gloom on the far side. That was Bloomfield. Beautiful kick here to Killick. Now they can build something, Deloraine. Killick. His kick tries to find a target there. Play with Dylan Bakes. He's got it now. Releases Ryan Byrne. He's on 50. Short kick, Milburn. Just set it up too high there. But he'll get a free kick for down the ground. As he caught one there from Daniel Wiggins, did Ryan Byrne. A little bit of push and shove. First bit we've seen all day, really. He played in a pretty good spirit. A lot of Deloraine players flying the flag there. But the upshot is we've got a shot on goal here from Nick Milburn, who has kicked, Rob, one today.
Nick Milburn's kicked one.
Yep. So he's about 45 out when he delivers. 10 metres in from the boundary on the right-hand side. And right behind this one is our window fogs up here to add to the visibility woes that we've got. And it's been a good spot to call from. Damp day here in northern Tasmania as Milburn sets it out to the right. And offline, 13-15-93, plays 7-6-48. Here's Rob Soward.
Ball comes back into play in the hands of Rowan Monson. He's obviously their designated kicker. He's in the bulk of the kicking today, Monson. Sends it long. Singline pushes his man right under that. And maybe illegally, I thought. But anyway, umpire disagrees with me. And he's picked a player out there on the far side. I think that's Burr.
Yep.
Pumped in board there. Opportunity for an inside 50. Deloraine well set up there at the back. Coming away with it. On that far side. Ball. Great chase and tackle. That's what you like to see. I'm sure that'll get highlighted in the game review during the week by Ricky Dolliver.
It's one of their youngsters too, Deegan Young.
Yeah, really good chase and tackle there from Young. Sends it inside 50. They need a mark. And they found one.
It's Wish Wilson.
Moved on quickly by Wish Wilson. Just like Gledwin up there. Throwing the magnets around, which is good to see. Give them a chance to do some things at the other end of the ground. Deloraine come away with it here. Bloomfield just belts it along. Bobbling. Hands outside 50. Cross body kick. Oh, doesn't quite hit the target there. It was bound for Jet Chilcott. Umpires found the free kick high. Here's Scottsdale ball.
Scottsdale from half back. Switches on. Over here towards Burr. A bit of a push and shove. In fact, it's Singline, I beg your pardon. Does it well, Singline. But then he kicks it straight to the opposition. Oh, not great understanding there. Neat. Gets the handball over Bloomfield. Back to Neat. That's a very nice kick on the chest there of Kai Chilcott. Been one of the best today. Chilcott has to play on. Into the pocket there to Milburn, who's pulled up a bit short going for the ball there. Hasn't done a hamstring, but just might have been fatigue. He seems to be okay. See a valuable player in that forward line. So coming up to the run contest is Ben Blacklow. Sure he's going to take it though. It's Jalen Chilcott winning the tap to space. Who can run onto it? Milburn lays a tackle. Another ball up. Rob started to think about his 3-2-1 here, I think. And that after the game, we'll have an interview from Tony, then we're off to Reel It on the Ears. It's not long after 5 o'clock. Here's Chilcott, Kai Chilcott, to cap off a brilliant game. Misses. Kicked an absolute beauty in the third quarter. He's offline. So that's now 13-16, 78 to 7-6, 42. Groups gets us some stats here in the last quarter.
Inside 50s, Deloraine have gone in 11 to Scottsdale 5. Clearances, Scottsdale 6 to Deloraine 5. Intercept marks 3 each this quarter.
Okay, the kick out for fullback. It's going to come back again. Bloomfield has tackled well. Second tackle in this quarter by Deegan Young. And as Rob said, that's what coaches love from young players, the hard things. Deegan Young up towards half forward, off hands. Chance there for Burr, couldn't pick it up. Chain of handballs now. Ends up at half 40, and that's a good mark to Griffin. Gets back quickly, Joe Griffin. Sets it up, Milburn. Attacks the footy. Did well there, get in the way. Was the Scottsdale player in Wiggins. Now it's a loose footy. Richards is in there, he tackles hard. And he knows one way. Does William Richards. We'll have a ball up. 30 metres out from Deloraine's goal. 2 goals 3 this quarter to 1 goal 1. And as the windows continue to fog here. Out the back. Oh, gee, Chilcott was tackled without the footy. One of the umpires must have seen that, and they did. So it's going to be Kai Chilcott. As Rob is clearing the condensation with his right forearm. Doing pretty well. Let's just get us through another 10 minutes or so. Kai Chilcott, who's kicked the 1 goal today, as I said in the third quarter. What a beauty it was from the boundary line. This one's more straightforward. 35 out. Delivers. And is offline, 1 behind. So an accurate Deloraine today. 13-17-95 to 7-6-48.
20 minutes gone in the last quarter.
Thanks, Rob.
Monson brings it back in for the Pies. He's found his teammate successfully there in Daniel Wiggins. Ball goes up the far side. Thought there might have been a mark there to Jesse Farrell. He claimed it, but the umpire said no, that's a ball up. Just on the paint of 50. Gloomy and foggy at Deloraine. Foggy in the commentary box anyway. Deloraine looking to build something here. Turned into trouble. We've got players running forward everywhere. Killick, well in front of the defender there, moves it on quickly. He's got teammates everywhere. They're full of running the the Roos and Ryan Byrne, that'll be the recipient on that occasion from that Killick delivery.
Not a huge kick, Ryan Byrne. I reckon he's on the edge of his limit there.
We'll see what he's got up his sleeve. Good call there, Dave Moore. I'm on the same page as you.
Former North Launceston Development League player. Don't know if he cracked it for a senior game or not. He was in the D League in that very strong era of North Launceston, which continues.
So he moves in. Going to run close to the man on the mark when he comes to kick it. Sends it goalwards. And like players do from time to time, make an absolute monkey of the commentators. We both talked that one down a bit, but Byrne gets his name on the score sheet with a well-deserved goal, Ryan Byrne. He's had a good game. Deloraine go on to 14-17.
101.
101 to 7-6-48. So they've hung tough, Scottsdale, but a well-deserved goal there to Deloraine.
Been inaccurate this quarter, groups, the Deloraine boys?
Yeah, 3 goals. Yeah, I've got 3 goals for.
Okay.
I'm just seeing, I think it's 102.
Okay.
I'm just seeing 102 on the scoreboard.
You can, all right. We might bump yours up one, Rob. 14-18, 102.
I might have missed one when I was on fog duty, possibly.
I think it was. From the centre bounce, out they come now. Nice clearance there from William Burr. Up to full forward. Josh Nunn takes a great mark with a one hand. He took a one-hander in the previous quarter and just held off his opponent. I think it's Croden once again. I stand corrected. It's a bit hard to see at the other end, but Josh Nunn lining up for his second. Certainly been a good inclusion today for the Magpies. Nunn to the highway end. Umpire does not move. Great shot on goal. And a handy goal there for Scottsdale. Narrows the margin. So they're up now to 8-6-54 to 14-18-102. And look, they're forwarded out, Rob. That's what we said at three-quarter time. It's 3 goals, 4-2-1. So they haven't been blown out of the water. Still got probably 5 or so minutes to go. But gee, hasn't he added a presence up there, Josh Nunn? I mean, we talk about, his advancing years. But if they can play him there for the rest of the season, maybe every game, but every second game even, just gives them that target up there, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and footy smarts too. I mean, as I said, I have a lot of regard for Josh Nunn, having had a bit to do with him over the years. But the thing where they've got to be a bit smarter with how they use him is how they deliver the ball. Don't sit it up on his head. Sit it out in front of him. Big, strong character, reads the play well. Great addition. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Going to get a replay on that ball up. Rucks do battle. Bloomfield, he's had a good game, gets it down. Rouger out again. Scottsdale, nice work there though from Blacklow. Gledwin, I should say. Pumps inside 50. Opportunity here, and that's a really nice mark taken there by Jalen Chilcott. He's already got 3 today.
He's got good acceleration, hasn't he, Jalen Chilcott, on the lead there.
Yeah.
Just gets that separation on his opponent.
Yeah,
he gets the good delivery. He can kick lots of goals.
He does. Those first couple of steps, he's a good athlete. See what he's like here on his disposal. He's kicking over Creswell, who's one of the taller players on the ground. Moves in Jalen Chilcott. Umpire is absolutely stationary as that's a goal. So that moves them on to 15 goals, 18, which is 108 to 8-6-54. So that's his fourth.
4 goals now to Jalen Chilcott, 1 in each quarter, Rob.
Yep.
So a really good effort up forward today. He's presented well. And the margin just sneaks out again. Gribbs, you got the time clock there?
It's coming up to 25 minutes.
25 minutes, so yeah, I'd say we've got another 5 to go based on other quarters. We'll wrap up reasonably quickly. We've got Tony with an interview post-game. And we've got Rob's best players in 3-2-1. Gribbs' stats. Then we've got Ruin in the Years coming up. Our program looking at music from the 60s right through to the 80s. So stay tuned. Lots of good music. I might have listened on the way home, in fact. It was from the ruck contest. They're trying to break 3, Deloraine. Can't do so. It's going to be another ball up. The lights here, Rob, you'd say your usual training lights. You wouldn't really play a game under lights here, I don't think.
Yeah, I was a little bit bemused at the later start here today. I mean, I'm not sure why
it's
they
the 4 games, Rob. That's the thing. Like, although the under 18s didn't end up happening, but they usually have 2:30 starts when they've got 18s, reserves, women's, men's.
Yeah, gotcha.
Especially with what was going to be Scottsdale, the visiting team.
Yeah,
you couldn't start too early either.
Fair shout
from the ball up. Handball from Byrne. Out the back here. Jai Chilcott takes it. Kicks it up the wing. Finds a target. It's getting very hard to see, identify the players now. We have to excuse us. Nice mark now by Taylor. Handball back to Chilcott once again. Inside 50, Milburn. Now there's a free kick paid. It's against Milburn, is it? Yeah. It's going to Maya Monson. Interesting one. Boos can be heard there from the Deloraine supporters. Oh, and going down with cramp there was Gladwin as he dropped the mark. Kicks to 50 there for Deloraine. That was Griffin with a short kick. Trying to find Jalen Chilcott. He's up against about 4 Magpies. He's pushed over, close to the boundary line, and it's over. So young Gladwin there, cramping up. I noticed he didn't play last week. I'm not sure how many games he's played this year, so that might be an issue. Just lack of footy.
It's another one of those things about getting the pre-season into these guys and how important that's going to be.
From the boundary throw in, front position Creswell wins away the kick, but it's going to go straight in the lap there of Kai Chilcott. Umpire says not 15. Your thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, I didn't think it went the trip with the umpire. What did you think?
Marginal. Probably would have let it go. As Ryan Byrne gets it out now. And the kick for by Blacklow's. Nice kick. And there he is again. Jalen Chilcott would have been his 5th goal if he'd have taken the mark. It's rushed out of bounds next to the left behind post. Earlier scores today, Rob. We had Scottsdale winning the reserves by 5 points. And Deloraine had a good win in the women's.
Yeah, so the honours have been split between the country clubs with Deloraine obviously will be taking this one out.
And Scottsdale won the 18s due to a forfeit.
Yeah, so 2-2 today out of the 4 games.
Yes, that's it. Riley Probert kicks towards the wing. Finds a target over there. Got Sing line. Does well. Gets it to Tyson. Good running footy here as they get it to Wish Wilson now by hand. Up towards full forward. Josh Nunn. Sport away from him this time. He pursues it. Deloraine players tackled. He does release it. Richards gets it into Killick on the wing. Taking the mark for Deloraine. 45 kick. Does it well. Finds a teammate there in Blacklow who goes wider to the fat side. To a player over there in the gloom who I cannot identify. But he does get the ball now to Byrne. Ryan Byrne. Short kick. Good possession footy here to Caleb Atkins. Who kicks inside 50. From behind, it was neat, but I think the mark's going to be paid in front to Joel Hayes. Getting some other scores there, Rob?
Yeah, just having a bit of internet issues. I was just doing a quick Premier League score check. North Launceston 118, South Launceston 19. Launceston 105, Longford 38.
Yeah, Longford might be disappointed there because last time they met was very close. I think we covered that game, Rob.
We did, yeah.
8 points.
8 points in it.
From behind, spoiled there by Chilcott. That's Kai Chilcott. Over the top, back to Kai Chilcott. It's into the goal square to Milburn. Takes the mark, plays on, left foot snap. Oh, has he missed it? I think he's missed it to the left. Played on when he didn't really need to. Could have gone back and taken a shot. So we've got 15-19, 109 to 8-6-54. We've got gloom, we've got condensation, but we're doing all right, groups. There's over the back here now. Deloraine try to work it clear. Players fall over. Time clock, please, groups.
30 minutes.
Not that I'm wishing things away, but it is getting very hard to tell our listeners and viewers what's going on. I'm sure the people watching the stream can see what's going on. Tackle 8.
Just about to do a quick women's check as well. So South Launceston 95, North Launceston 6, Launceston 103, Longford 2. And we obviously had the earlier game here, Deloraine 44, Scottsdale 16.
You got time to sneak a Division 1 check?
I certainly do.
It's kicked inside 50, up here over the head of Killick. Ball from behind. Chance here to Milburn. He gets it. He's 40 out, centering footy. Does well. Finds a teammate there. The number 25 in Jet Chilcott. We'll line up, 30 out, pretty much directly in front. Go, Rob?
Georgetown 85, Lilydale 22. Bit of a surprise there.
Yep.
St Pat's 85, Old Scotch 34. Bridgenorth 54, OL's 24. And in the match of the round, Rochalee 86, Bracknell 64.
Could be the grand final preview, that one. There's Jet Chilcott. Kicks to the town end and kicks a goal. For Deloraine, you hear the cheers there in the background, as that's their 16th. 16-19, 115. 8-6-54. So, Marge sneaks out over 10 goals, Rob. I think both teams will be happy to hear the siren in a moment, as they're going deep into this last quarter.
Yeah, and you know, we've highlighted they've got a deleted bench. They're a depleted bench, I should say. Run out of steam. They've battled manfully, though, Scottsdale. I think, as I said, they can take a lot out of this. But Deloraine finishing full of running and will be well-deserved winners of this one.
The trainers are taking all their gear to the change room, so they're aware that we're nearly on siren time. Lights almost taking full effect here now. The moon has appeared. Sing line. There's a long thump, but it's going to be Deloraine that come away. Tackle laid. There's going to be another ball up here. Inside 50s groups this quarter. I can see you got a lot against Deloraine there.
Yeah, Deloraine up to 20.
Okay, they've
Scottsdale
dominated this last quarter. They've kicked 5 goals to 2. And they're not done yet, maybe, as it comes up here towards half forward. Working out there is Wiggins. Kicks up the wing. It's going to come straight back. Kick here looking for Killick, who marks. He marks right on the final siren. And final score here, 16-19. 1-15. Deloraine, they have defeated Scottsdale 8-6-54. Good contest. Deloraine didn't have it all their own way. Actually trailed at quarter time by 10 points. But after that, they slowly took control of the game. They wore the Scottsdale Magpies down, and they've taken out the victory. And we've got Tony Webb, who's got a quick interview. Tony, you've got Kai Chilcott down there.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on City Park Radio, Kai. Well, that was a good victory after a slow start in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was. It was good for the boys to actually show up in the second, third and fourth quarter. It was a tight tussle to start with, I reckon, and we sort of blew them out on the outside once we were able to get control of the football, and it was, good to see.
Yeah. So how's it been with Nick Milburn coaching this year?
Really good. Yeah, it's been really good. It's something a little bit different. He knows what he wants to get out of the group. The group are really driving really good standards, and it's really good to see.
Yeah, now I understand there's a few injuries at the club. Another one today, Brad Rickard popped his shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like he popped his shoulder out. It wasn't really nice thing to see. He's one of our best players in the midfield there, really big bull for us. So, hopefully it's not too bad. I reckon he'll get scans this week and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, pop shoulders are pretty nasty when they happen, but he said it went back in, so we'll see how he goes. Where to next?
I think we got Longford next week. So Longford at Longford, they're always tough to play there. First time that we played them, we actually played pretty well against them. So, just keep that pressure around the source for us, making them dump kick down the line, and when we get the football, just make a spread. And that's probably what we'll be working on this week.
Okay, well, thanks very much for joining us on City Park Radio. All the best for the rest of the season. We'll see you later in the year.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
That's a great interview there from Tony with Kai Chilcott. Yeah, look, I think, Kai Chilcott said it, they got their running game going, the spread, the on-ballers, himself, Brad Rickard, Ryan Byrne, Richards, there's a few others I could name, but just that powerful midfield that they had, it just overwhelmed Scottsdale in the end.
Yeah, they did, Dave, and just very quickly taking through better players. You've mentioned Chilcott. You could probably mention all 3 Chilcotts at times of the game. Bloomfield, I thought, was great in the ruck. Killick, did some terrific things. Rickard, Blackload, Byrne. We could go on. Whereas Scottsdale probably struggled a bit more to find 4-quarter contributors. I've highlighted Wish Wilson, Singline, Gladwin, Nunn, Davies. But Deloraine's midfield and their ability to work told the story in the end.
Absolutely. We'll get you to think about your 3-2-1, and Groobs will go through the final stats before we finish up.
Hit-outs, Deloraine 55, Scottsdale 37. I think Deloraine got on top in that last quarter, 24-9. Clearances, 42 to Deloraine, 30 to Scottsdale. Inside 50s, 67 to Deloraine, 31 to Scottsdale. It was 20-7 in that last quarter, Deloraine's way. Marks inside 50, 19 taken by Deloraine and 9 from Scottsdale. Intercept marks 22 to Deloraine, 12 to Scottsdale, and free kicks ended up Scottsdale with 32 and Deloraine 22.
We haven't talked much about Deloraine defence, but they were pretty good today as well. They had a pretty tight unit down there, and lots of intercept marks, and really launched some attacks for their own team. Okay, mate, we've got to wrap up because we've got Real in the Ears ready to go back there in our studio. So you're 3-2-1.
Yeah, it could have been a few fighting for the one vote, but I've given one to Leighton Bloomfield. I thought a great job from him in the ruck today. 2 votes with flashes of individual brilliance was Tyler Killick. A couple of goals and setting up a few goals. His vision to bring other players in for mine was a real highlight. And I go 3 votes to the 4-goal scorer, Jalen Chilcott. I thought it was a magnificent 4-quarter effort from him, a goal in each quarter. Could have had another one to make it 5. But just his ability around the play, he did some good things around the ground. He's a 3-vote guy for me today.
Thanks, Rob. It's been a great day in here at Deloraine. We've been here since earlier on with the women's game as well. Thank you for your support here on City Park Radio and calling the game with me today.
Thank you. Always good to be part of the team, guys.
No worries. Groups, thanks for your presence today. Great job as usual on the stats.
No worries.
Terrific work. And thanks to Tony there on the boundary. Thanks to the Deloraine Footy Club, especially Anthony Clayton, who we met earlier in the season, and he sorted out things for us here this afternoon. Thanks to Chris Ball in the studio, who did a lot of work behind the scenes today to get us to air so we could bring you this broadcast. That's all from us here at Deloraine Footy Oval this afternoon. And in the end, it was a good win to Deloraine, 16-19, 115, defeated Scottsdale 8-6-54.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive you.
Yes.